Welcome back, everyone, to the Anime Degens podcast. This week, I am with the 950 Club boys. It's always a fun time when we get them on. I always look forward to going over on their show, and I always look forward to them coming over to, my show. So it's always a good time with them. Um, but this time, y'all probably know what we're here to discuss. We're gonna be looking at the summer season, looking at like some of the new shows that's coming out, and you know, talking about some of our most anticipated, what we're looking forward to the most, all that good stuff. Um, we might be listing some sequels at the end, but we aren't going to be like covering sequels, I guess, like the new shows. We always try to focus on the new stuff first. So, just like last time, we are gonna do like a boom or bust candidate because I thought that was fun. I'm pretty sure I picked what did I pick last time. Did I pick the Ribsakai last time?
You picked Ribsakai.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love that. It turned out to be a boom. So
You know what? You know what? We should do a quick review of our boom or bust from this season.
of
So
last season.
Yeah. To see
Well,
if it boomed or busted for us.
yeah, so Ribsakai, I don't know if y'all are watching or not, but in my opinion, Ribsakai was a boom. So
and the full title, it's not Ribsakai, it's
My
oh yeah,
Edwin's watched it.
My ridiculous reincarnation is the English way of it.
Yeah.
That's
Edwin
just the
likes
dub
it.
that I give
Yeah,
it.
that's
so.
just the yeah.
It's just easier, man.
Ribsakai is funny.
So what do you
like
think?
Ribsakai better than Ridiculous.
What do you think, Edwin? Is it a boom or bust for you?
I checked out after episode 3.
Oh,
So
so it's a bust.
It was a bust.
Jamaal got me though, right, Jamaal?
Yeah, I'm still watching it. I think it's interesting. I could get I get how it can kind of play out, but like seriously, like for whatever reason, they're trying to like mix a storyline in on this, and that to me is like where I'm like, don't try to do that. Just put him in ridiculous situation because they'll switch up the anime style. They'll bring in real people. It's completely ridiculous. It's exactly what I thought it would be, but even more ridiculous. So,
Well, when was it? I think it was like last week, right? When they had the locker episode where it's just like a low budget, Japanese flick or some shit style. It wasn't even anime at that point.
It wasn't.
It was so funny though. It's just like very low budget, like just cheesy, movie style shit. So I loved it. I love it. So, what about y'all? I think Jack, what'd you have? Witch hat, right?
Jack had witch hat. And
boom,
it's not
right?
Well, it's a boom, but it's not a boom for me. It's like, okay, I get it type of show. Like, I'm checked out. It's beautiful. Like, it's like, it has sustenance. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like it's like bland or vanilla toast, but I can see why it's popular. I can see why it's easy to, jump in this universe, as it were. For me, it's like, I needed to binge this one for sure because, like, the episode 2 and 3 really threw me off. I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? The magic mirror, well, okay. You can technically go back in time with it, I guess. I don't know. I get all right, whatever. Just have fun. It's cool. The art's great.
People are putting this in, like, they're calling this one of the big 3 with Free, Delicious, and Dungeon.
Yeah.
And Witch Hat. And it's like, wow.
For fantasy, yeah.
The big 3 of fantasy.
As of right now, I don't really see it that high. I think it's a really good show. I do think it's a boom, but I don't see it as high as Frieren and Dungeon Meshi and them. You know what I mean? I think it's like a step below that. As of right now, it could change. But from what I've seen so far,
yeah,
it's not there yet.
Yeah, it's not nowhere near disappointing in my humble opinion. Just this whole season, I was like, oh. Anyway,
I think I got it like an 8 right now or something like that. So like it's good. I love Coco. I love the girls. The characters Kiefer and them, but it's just I don't know. I need to see a little bit more to try to put it up there. So
I'm kind of with you, Jack. Like your sentiments are my sentiments, and that's why I got like yelled at a little bit on threads because
oh no.
it wasn't in my top 10. And I'm like, I get it. You
What are
know,
you doing, Jamal? They always get you on threads.
they could be because I have ridiculous takes, I guess. Um, because I never rate the stuff that they love high enough. And it's like you said, Jack, like I get it. I see why people love it. The animation's great. I think I actually kind of like the dub a little better than the sub. Um,
What is it? It's like extravagant, right?
they try to they try to make it like they do like a British accent
Mm-hmm.
with
Yeah,
it.
and
Um,
the main wizard guy, that's the voice of from Demon Slayer. Uh, why am I blanking on his name? Main character.
Oh, Tanjiro.
Tanjiro.
Tanjiro. It's the same voice as Tanjiro. So I'm
Okay.
thinking of Tanjiro the whole time too.
And oddly, like I think a few of them are going to be at Anime Magic.
Yeah.
It's like
Mm.
it's like I've seen like two or three like people from Witch Hat on there. Like I think Queefree's going to be there. Coco's definitely going to be there. So it was just great. But yeah, like you said, Jack. I see why people love it, but I'm already not like a high epic fantasy type of guy, and that's what this is. And it's moving, and there's some cool stuff, but I'm still just kind of like, it's. I understand why it's seen as great, but it's not necessarily my style. So I got it at like a 7.
7, 6.5 for me because I haven't even caught up like past episode 6.
Yeah.
You wanna rouse some people up on Thresh, Jamal? Just put on there Rib Sakai over Witch Hat Atelier
I
to see
would.
how far that takes
You
you.
know I'll do it. Like, you know what? I'm like, I told this to like Jack and Josh one time. I said that I'm like maturing past a lot of my like online trolling.
What?
Like, I just don't. I just
Edwin's
don't
not
have
sure
the.
about that.
I just don't have the time for it that I used
Yeah,
to.
and you
I
don't
just
want to
don't have the
season the
time
hate
for
per
it that I
se.
used to. Like you will never know. The only person that could really attest to this is Josh, because he would like set me up and we would be arguing for people for days, just going back and forth. And now he just kind of tags me and stuff just to try to get me to go to set me up, and he just sits back and laugh. But I just don't have the time for it anymore. So like I had to cut back on my trolling a little bit.
It's
So your busy
understandable.
life is saving a lot of people from emotional damage, huh?
Yeah, because
Yep.
I won't stop. I'll just keep
Oh, I
going and
know.
doubling down.
I
So
know.
like
I
I
know. Tyler, that was one
yeah,
of his favorite activities. He trolls everybody.
I
Yep.
love it. I love
I
it.
do.
Yep.
But my
That's why when I
trolling
left,
is like
yep.
lighthearted, fun, like trolling. It's not like the evil like
The
trolling that we
petty.
see on like not the stuff that we see online today. My stuff is just like lighthearted trolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I think Edwin and Jamal, what was y'all's?
I don't
Um
remember which one I had for my boom
I
and
don't
bust.
I don't think Edwin had a boomer bust.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't because he just sent in his list. He wasn't on the recording with us,
Oh,
so
did he not come?
he didn't come.
Uh,
Pause.
Okay.
So he just sent in his list, so he didn't have a
What I
boomer bust.
he
see
was
what I mean?
But my boomer bust was Liar Game.
That's definitely a bust. I ain't even gotta watch it. I know it's a bust.
uh, he, it remains to be seen. I think
Don't lie to everybody.
I'm pretty sure it's going to continue into this season, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
I,
Yeah.
I think that
uh,
one's a boom. I mean, regardless of the main one of the the main character, I think yeah, she's kind of like she's in service of the plot for the most
Yeah,
part. But I think there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff in that show. I mean, if you can get past her, I think it's a fun psychological show.
yeah. And
Hmm.
I can say, like, after watching the last couple episodes, she does get better. She does get better, especially after the last episode. She does get better. So, and I'm really happy to say that because our friend Rochelle May is the dub voice, and that's her like leading role. So I'm really
Oh,
happy
that's
for her.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really wanted this show to be good. Um, and I did read that like I guess the person that created Squid Games was heavily influenced by this.
Mm.
So,
Okay.
you know,
That makes sense. Yeah. I
like
don't even usually like these kinds of shows, and I ended up watching more than I thought I was going to,
mhm.
and I thought it was pretty good.
It's pretty solid. It's like I
Hmm.
said, the biggest flaw was the main character was like bad and just was solely in service of the plot. But once
Yeah.
you get the further along we get in the show, the less that is. So it just naturally gets better. I just wish it didn't have such a rocky start.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
you know. So that was the review of last one. What's our boomer bust for this season?
I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and start, and then y'all can figure out who wants to go next or whatever.
Okay.
Mine's actually gonna be chain smoking cat.
Oh no.
You know
I'm
what?
sold. I'm sold.
I had that as one of my candidates if somebody didn't say it.
Yeah, so you know, this one's like Yanni is a cat girl with a seriously bad smoking habit. She smokes so much that the apartment smells like ash and is littered with cigarette butts and plenty of other trash. Every time she tries to quit, she becomes weak to the cravings and gives in almost instantly. Will she ever get her life together, or is she doomed to live as a chain smoking slob forever? This
Damn.
is an adult cast. This is a signing as well, comedy. It actually looks really good. The only thing is like I I don't know if I don't know if the humor will hold up. Like it's kind of like Ripsky of last season. You know when I talked about it, it's like if the humor sticks it and keeps on going, then this show is going to be great. It's going to be funny as hell or whatever. Like I watched a trailer of it and like it's like just it's chaos. It's crazy, Um it's just like this cat girl just having horrible luck and just trying to smoke and all that shit. It's pretty fun, but I just don't know if it'll hold up, over 12 episodes or whatever. So, um, y'all watching this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The voice of the cat, like I'm a sucker for that stereotypical anime cat. Yeah, yeah.
The cat trope or whatever. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. I love it so much, man.
Reincarnated sword broke me, but that one was less catty per se. And this one's like typical, like Felicia from Darkstalker. So like, yeah, I'm sold. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is full on cat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah,
I'm
like I said, it
watching it.
looks good too. So,
I'm watching it. You know, like it's kind of like I said last time, like with like the categories that we have for our stuff at the end of the year, I kind of have to pick some things that'll fit in that category so I have enough nominees. And like when I watched this, I was like, this is going to be a good one for the comedy category.
hope
That's what I
so.
meant. But like you
I
said,
hope
it's a
so.
boomer butt because if the humor hits, it could be really, really good. Um, but if it gets kind of like tired and repetitive, it could be like it could be a drop candidate.
Well, I mean, look at like Nokatan, right? Like Nokatan had a really good trailer. I was really hyped for it.
Mhm.
I thought it was gonna be funny as hell. It was funny, but like it just couldn't hold up. It couldn't keep that level of like comedy going. So, and that's the tragic thing about some of these comedies, like Witch Watch, for example, too. I mean, it's the same thing. So who knows? I mean, it's got a cute cat
Yeah.
girl in it, a cute adult cat girl, I think it is in it. It looks
Mhm.
good.
What would like?
If she's smoking, I hope she's an adult.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's gonna, yeah.
Mm.
So the thing with a lot of these comedies, it's like, you know, are your side characters strong? Because like, yeah, like this will be a gag. Like this is a good gag for like 3 or 6 episodes, but can you really keep it going for 12? If you've got strong side characters, and maybe yeah, because especially if you're gonna have chaos.
Yeah, and that's what's worrying too is like if you look at like the My Anime list or whatever for the characters, like there's literally only like 5 other characters, so it's going to be like a very small cast. It seems like so. That
Yeah,
worries me too, but I don't know. We'll see. You know what I mean?
fingers crossed for you, man.
Yeah. Are you? Is it just me and Jack and Jamal watching it, or you watching it too, Edwin?
I'll check it out. I mean, I'll give anything a shot, and if it
Yeah.
catches my eye, I will. If it keeps me entertained, I'll keep watching.
Okay.
That's the thing
Yep.
about Edwin. He'll start off with watching about 35 shows, and then he'll
Yep.
whittle it. Then after about 5 weeks, it'll whittle down to about 10.
And comedy,
Yeah.
and comedy lately has been like that weird, like, okay, I got the jokes, I get the joke per
Yeah.
se. So
Yeah.
that one's like a harmless, like I'll check as much as I can type of show.
Okay. All right. Who's next?
I'll go next. And yeah, this is a shocker. This is a hybrid. It's a 1-2 punch. Because both have like similar trailers. Like I expected better quality per se. I expected like, like a punch because both were announced like a couple years ago, and the trailers looked funky. I'm like, oh, okay. So the first one I'll mention is Red River, and the second one I'll mention is Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games.
I knew that was going to be in there. That's why I didn't even write it down.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
I didn't even write it down.
when we were talking about Ghost in the Shell, that was the show I was referencing to, where it was technically made in the 90s. Ghost in the Shell, the manga was made in '89, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, the Red River was made in 1995 range, and it stopped around 2003, I think. Long epic. Like I was wondering if it was like the same creator as Mao. I thought that was the same tie-in, but it's not. It's an isekai. It's a girl that travels to ancient Egypt and tries to save this Egyptian town type of like during the kingdom around that reign, because the Egyptian history is over my head. That's one history I'm definitely never gonna deep dive into, but this might be a good primer. But when I watched the trailer, it looked like they were trying for that '90s flair. I'm like, ooh, okay, this might throw off people a little bit, but we'll see. Maybe the story carries. Maybe the fandom is still intact. Like this boomerang wave of older fans getting back into anime too. I hope that becomes common too, and River would be a nice little notch for that. Whereas young ladies don't play fighting games. Similar thing. Like this was like a this is announced a couple years ago. Capcom was supposed to be involved. I'm like, are they gonna do like new characters in it? Are they gonna make kind of like DLC characters? Like, can these characters actually be in a Street Fighter game? Maybe. Like it's a co-production. It's technically an advertisement. The trailer didn't impress me. It was kind of like generic back and forth battle scenes with girls playing in the arcade. But I'll give a quick synopsis with that. This is from this article written by Talon Lee for this one of these blog sites. What if the prettiest girl in your school, who nobody knew, was so aloof, so pure, so perfect, not because she was in fact transcendently perfect, but because she was an utter gamer gremlin who didn't care about anything other than what she was doing, since they weren't pulling off sick combos and trash talking noobs in ranked ladder matches. And you can tell because if you were an expert in the same kind of games, and now she wants to fight you, to stay up late and fight you, and you were both girls. So it's like a back and forth with two girls finding their niche and quasi girl love. So yeah, it's already applies to already convoluted as it is. I'm expecting like a basic shonen, like ranking up with fighting motions, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of other things too. So I'm like, just show me the Street Fighter stuff. Show me the the actual love and appreciation for fighting game community. That's all I ask.
Get you warmed up for Evo.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually seen the fighting one, and I was like, I know Jack's watching this. I got it on my maybes. You know, I'm not fully hooked on it. So
And when they announced it, I originally thought it was an original. I thought there was just gonna be straight up like, yeah, we're gonna just do the small little thing, even like a one shot. But nope, they're completely. They had a manga. They have a couple volumes out in Japan. I don't think they released in America though, or if I didn't see it, so it made me mad. I'm like, God damn it! Now it's coming out this summer, this stacked summer as it is, right before Evo 2. So they better promote the shit out of it when I'm over there. So we'll see.
I highly doubt it. But
It's like I said, it's produced by Capcom. They have actual Capcom footage in there of Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
cool.
yeah, I mean, it looks pretty fun. I just don't know if I'll be able to. You know, I'm not in love with fighting games that much, but I'm pretty sure that it is like a girl's love, possibly.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I mean. That's why I read that
Yeah.
review. I'm like, okay, they're actually aiming for that angle. And at the same
so
time,
I don't know.
yeah, if they're going to, like, these are like your primer into the fighting game world, the lingo, the actual like how to become serious with this. We'll see, because it's probably not the best example for it already. So we'll see.
As far as Red River though, like I'm really looking forward to that one. I do agree with you though. I think it is a boomer bust as well because like it it doesn't look as great as it should be in like 2026. You know what I mean? As far as like, especially since it's like a bigger name, you know, a bigger shojo. And like one that's been everybody's been wanting for a while. So I really hope that it doesn't get like, for example, like the T-bait, you know, situation. You know, I hope people don't shit on it just because it looks so bad. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
Like,
what I mean. It threw me
so,
off because I thought it'd be like kind of like Mongolian Witch. I thought it'd be like
yeah.
Ghost in the Shell, like it's on, took its time, took its, this is actually an interesting piece of work. We'll update it, make it like Spice Wolf did a couple years ago too. I can see
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I'm not saying it looks bad. I'm just saying it doesn't look as good as it should. Like I know what they're trying to go for, but like there's ways to go for that. Like you said, Ghost and Shell. There's ways to go for that and make it look really good, but still give it that little like old school look. You know what I mean? And this
Yeah.
it just looks like generic. You
Well,
know,
it's like it comes down to the like the Mushoku Tensei kind of thing, where Mushoku Tensei is a much older anime. It like predates the whole. It kind of started off the entirety of the isekai movement, but they created an entire studio just to do that. But they're not going to do that with every older manga project that they pick up, whether or not it should. But like, I actually had Red River on That's one of my ones to watch because I'm like, oh, this looks cool. It's
Did
an
you?
isekai. It's a historical period piece. I'm like, I'm excited for this.
You never heard of it in like when growing up or? Oh wow,
No,
yeah,
yeah, which is even better because it's like this is all new to me. I could sit
yeah.
down and watch this, and it's like, hey, cool. You know, it is
I
giving me
mean,
mild flashbacks to oh my god, what is that series my godson made me watch? Fate Stay Night series,
There you
some of
go.
those.
There you
where,
go. There you go. That's more accurate. Yeah.
yeah, it's a little worrisome, but I thought the trailer looked pretty cool, and I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's one I'm
Yeah.
checking out too. I'm gonna check it out.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm all for like the political drama, you know what I mean? Especially like if it's sort of like what this is, kind of like, you know, Apothecary Diaries, you know, like there's political dramas like Gundam and stuff, you know, that I don't really like, you know, look forward to, but like political dramas like these is what I enjoy the most, you know what I mean? Uh, I don't know. It's just something about it. But I'm gonna watch it. I'm probably gonna love it, but I just hope that it doesn't get shit on. So, I just
Yeah.
really hope it does. I hope that it doesn't get shit on because it should have deserved better. You know what I mean? Kind of like T-bait. So, but
Yeah.
we can only get what we can get. You know what I mean? We can hope for the best, but we can only get what we can get. So at least we're getting it. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So
speaking of being shit on, my boomer bust is Tomb Raider King. So
okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
that
it's
was one of mine too. Like
That's
I
an
haven't
excellent
thought
choice.
about this whole
That's an
thing.
excellent choice
Hmm
because that's
yeah,
solo leveling knockoff. Wow.
That's
pretty much.
exactly
It's
what it
like
feels like.
yeah, it totally is. It's like like this is one of the first ones where like we're gonna cash in on this solo leveling thing.
Hmm
You could tell that that's exactly what it is, and it's like, but will it be as good? Will it be as entertaining? Will it
Or
be as fun?
would it be like Jack of all trades?
No.
Nobody was falling for that bait. Oh man, I already
Nice
forgot
try.
about the show. God damn it!
Oh, by the way, speaking of the Tomb Raider King, like I got that on my maybes. But guess what? Guess what I found out? Sayori
What?
Hayami's in it.
So we gotta watch it.
So I might have to watch it. It looked interesting. It really did. It looked really interesting. It's just like one of those things. Like I already got like so many shows. I just went through it all, and I already got so
Well,
many shows. And this is on the maybe, and I'm just like, do I really need to watch this? And then I look and I see. I was like, oh man, Sayori's in this as a main character.
well,
You might watch it.
one more thing to add, Tyler. You still haven't watched Sword of Demon Hunter, right?
Yeah, I haven't watched that. Yeah,
She's in that. She's in that. She's in a couple
yeah.
episodes. You know?
That's a good show. That's a really
So
good show.
Very good show.
I mean, I might have to watch it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I might have to check it out at least.
She is a
So
beautiful, beautiful woman, and that voice is really good
yeah,
in an episode or a show.
Hmm
but I think that's a good boomer bust too. Especially considering it's one of the latest additions to the manhwa train or whatever.
hmm
So,
Yeah.
but
I mean, it looks interesting. I mean, I like if you just told me the concept of it, I'd be down for that. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This guy gets killed. You know, like these dungeons pop up. They go in there. They steal these artifacts. The artifacts give them powers. So they can do more dungeons. This guy gets killed. You know, he jumps back in time. Like already, I'm like, this sounds pretty cool. I can get down with this. And then they throw in a solo leveling vibe, and I'm like, this is either going to be really fun or this is going to be hot trash. So it's like, or, it's
I
like,
agree.
yep. So that's why this is my boomer bust. Yep.
Yeah, I think a lot of people's actually looking forward to this one too because like it looks, it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it literally you look at the cover art or whatever, it literally has Sung Jin Woo basically. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's basically him. You know what I mean? Pointy chin and all. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
I
know.
think it's a pretty popular because like when I'm on what is that, like Webtoons, the app
Mm.
or whatever,
Yeah.
like you can tell like they're heavily promoted, like you can tell it's a pretty popular thing. So but again, it just feels like a solo leveling knockoff. So
Yeah. Let's
Yeah, I
see what
guess we'll
happens.
see.
we'll see
Yeah.
what happens. We'll see what happens.
What about you, Jamal? What's your
My
boomer
my
bust?
my boomer bust. I wanted to say draw this then die,
Okay.
but I'm not. I wanted to say that just because Sayori Hayami's in it, and I
She
want to make
is,
time
yeah.
to watch
It's
it.
like its own threshold. Like it's not a boom or bust. It's like I'm gonna watch it, but I hope I don't get disappointed in the
Yeah,
category.
I just wanted to.
Who's trolling you, Tyler?
When I saw Sayori was in that, I was just like, oh, he mentioned her in this show, so I got to see this too. My boomer bust. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do what Jack did last season. Black Torch.
Yes, that's a good choice too. Because
Black
that was
Yeah.
Torch.
because that was like when the first volume came out. I remember seeing that being sold pretty rapidly, but
Mm,
never really caught on. in my book.
Yeah.
You know,
It doesn't
Yeah.
seem like the supernatural thing. I'm not like too high on supernatural type stuff for the most part. It just seems like shonen slop to me. But you know,
Yeah, that's the problem. I think well, you are into supernatural stuff because you watched Sword of the Demon Hunter, but this is kind of a different bent on that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like I agree with you, this does look. I'm worried about that because it does look like shonen slop. There's that show from the last season that we didn't even. What's the Blood Guys? Remember the Blood Guys?
Blood guy. Okay.
They their power was through blood.
Oh,
Yeah. What's the name
Togenanki.
of that?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Togenanki.
Yeah,
Oh shit. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That turned out to be the biggest shonen slop like
Oh
ever.
yeah, well, it was shonen slop to it. Like every shonen trope you could think of was in that show.
Yeah. Yeah, they
But you
had
know
them like
what?
doing.
People like it though. I don't.
Well, a lot of people like. I mean, a lot of people like shonen, and that's cool. But it's like, bro, they had a tournament fight like within like in the second episode. Like, I'm like, can we get more story here before you jump into the fighting? It
But
was
that's what the
like, bro,
shonen people like, Edwin. They like their
Mhm.
tournaments.
they're battle junkies, man. Battle junkies.
Yeah,
They don't
Yeah.
want the story, Edwin. They want the tournaments.
they want the
Look, man,
tournaments.
there's one solo leveling. That's it. That's the only one allowed. That's it. That's done. Everybody else gotta like, you better be delivering some story or you're in trouble.
You're
You
like,
know?
not everybody can do it. You know
Nope,
that
not
show's coming
everybody.
back for a season 2. It's not this season, so it has to be fall.
What, Togenaki?
Yeah.
I ain't
Okay.
watching it. So I don't want like I
They-
watched Undead Unluck. I feel like that's the better blood the blood
yeah.
theme or whatever. So
One
Yeah.
one newer show part of summer that looked kind of like same special but more horror-y, but it kind of has an inspector like twist with it, or at least like type of like take on it is Dara-san Awewa, if I'm pronouncing it right. Dara-san.
I seen that one. I don't remember what it's about though.
Yeah, it's a comedy as well. It's about a deity who befriends two children. It blends with or yeah, it's essentially it's like this deity that is just playing around with these two boys, so it's kind of etchy in a sense too. But it's a cult, so I would assume like all the horror bits will be thrown in there too.
Yeah, I think I did see that one. I think I
Yeah,
did see that.
right, immediately remind me of Inspector.
Yeah. I didn't put that one on my list, so I don't even think that's like in my maybes. I do have Black Torch in my maybes because like the characters look cool. I doubt I watch it because I do already have like a lot of shows that I'm wanting to watch, but like it does look intriguing. The characters look fun. I just don't like Jamaal was saying it's boomer bust though for sure. So
I have a question. Like overall, like looking at this preview, what do you guys think of this season compared to like the first 2 that we've had already?
Well, it's like the acquired taste of fans are accumulating from a Soul Leveling, from a Apothecary Diaries, from a Freean, from a Jujutsu Kaisen with Black Torch. They're kind of like blending off or like branching off of that tree, as it were. Like the world is dancing. That's similar to like Elusive Samurai, and the both the same season, ironically enough. But okay, we have kindreds here, and it also has a kind of like a Heike story type of flair with it too. So they're kind of like found the streamline of the recent popular shows too. And the isekais are definitely like not too muddled. At least I've had that first impression. How about you, Edwin?
Yeah, it seems like this season seems like a more of a mixed bag than the previous seasons.
Yeah, I agree. It
Hold
seems
on
a
a second,
little.
bro.
mm,
Yeah.
It's all right. Like this season seems like I feel like this is the weakest season so far. to me. It feels very top heavy.
Yeah, I'll agree with the
Um,
top heavy statement. Like
yeah,
once you get out of that, like that top row, I guess it's like everything else looks like sevens or below. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Already. Now it could
There,
surprise us. We've had that
yeah.
before. Like when was it?
Mhm.
Like one of the seasons last year, it looked very average, and then I got in there, and I think I had like the most amount of number nine, and most amount of 8, 9s, and 10s I've had in a while.
I think it was
So
I think
last
that
year's
was
summer.
summer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
last year's
I
yeah,
summer.
it
think it
might have
was
been
summer.
summer.
Because fall was kind of like the for me.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
fall.
watch
Yeah,
many
yeah,
many
yeah.
fall shows.
Fall was the weak one last year, but summer was like the. Yeah, yeah. It was some. It was this year. Summer last year. It was kind of like
But I
Last year.
mean,
because that has Secrets of the Silent Witch and Two Perfect Saint and all that stuff on
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, we have a lot of good sequels coming up. You know,
yeah.
bigger sequels coming up.
Mhm.
And like,
Yeah.
and not only that, like we have a a, a few like good potential, high potential new shows coming out, and like, but after that, it's just like there's a lot of shows that have potential, but you just don't know if it's gonna get there or not. You know what I mean?
Well, like the Boomer
Yeah.
Bus we just mentioned, those are like the perfect like we know why they made it to okay, this is a little bit out of the bag, like the Chinese smoker cat and young girls playing fighting games. So it's like
Yeah.
we get that. We like the idea, but can it execute?
Yeah. Like right now, I got 17 shows that I think I'm going to be watching for sure, and I got 11 maybes. And I know I'm not going to watch 28 shows. So, you know what I mean?
And
So,
you and you can take a break from smoking, as it were, quote unquote.
yeah. 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 So,
Yeah. It just seems like a number of these shows just seem like bad ripoffs to me.
It's kind of like what I
Well,
was getting through. I agree with you, Jamal.
Yeah, like
well,
that, and
because they
that's
are.
kind of
I
like
mean,
my
and it's
mm,
not that they're bad ripoffs. It's just that, I've had this conversation with a lot of people in the past. It's like anime's like, or manga's like music. You know, you listen to an album. You know, you're a guitar player. You're gonna have your influences. You
mhm.
know, and then
hmm
you're like a filmmaker. You're gonna, like how much crap did Spielberg and Lucas rip off, and then how many things that they from the 50s that like when they were kids influenced them. And
Yeah.
it's just like with Tomb Raider King, or like with the isekai that I've been looking at, or like what's this show that's coming out, Though I Am the Inept Villainess.
Yes,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the number one isekai that sold me.
yeah, and that seems a lot like a lot like Apothecary Diaries, but with a few twists thrown in. Like the popular girl and the villainess switching places, and like so a lot of it seems to be riffing on other shows. Like, hey, I really love this show,
mhm.
and I wish I could write this show, but I can't because this show already exists. So let me do my own thing. And I mean, that's the entirety of the isekai genre. I mean, I'm just glad that finally, finally somebody put a stake through Kirito in his fucking jacket, and we're getting stuff that we're getting stuff that's like, and that was probably Sun Jin Woo. He probably was like, you know
Yeah,
what, you're stop copying him, and you're gonna start copying me,
yeah.
you know.
And
And
like
so yeah,
Mushoku Tensei and ReZero, just their own sphere, like
yeah.
and Shield
But yeah,
Hero as well.
well, I would say, like there's a Villager of level 99. There's the Exiled Heavy Knight. There's
Skeletonite.
well, Skeleton Knight is a sequel. Like these are
Yeah.
all like all these other ones, or like
The
the Frontier.
the failed sages academy thing. It just kind
hmm
of
Yeah,
feels like what's that one that you like, Edwin, where he's going through the school and he's like trying to take revenge
Oh, the
on the people in the
spell blades.
school.
Spell blades.
Spellblades.
oh yeah, Spellblades.
There's
Yeah,
no there's like one that
seven
feels like a
Spellblades.
blatant,
Yeah.
yes. There's like one that seems like a blatant ripoff of Eminence and Shadows. Um, which one
We're
is
in
that?
season 2 of that one, by the way. That's been a while.
Oh,
Or
which
season
one's
3,
that?
technically. No.
there's also one that's like it seems like it might be like a lovers to enemy isekai where it's like the Demon King and the hero got reincarnated into another world, and then like they're going to school or something or some shit, or they're
Yeah,
working or
yeah,
something,
yeah,
and then they
yeah.
meet each other and like they kind of like each other, and they figure it out or something. I don't know. I got that on my maybe because I was like, I don't know. I like enemies to lovers. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Maybe. So.
Tyler's,
Mm.
I'm watching that one.
maybe Edwin, maybe. It's on the maybes.
There's just a number that just feel like like you just seem like a blatant ripoff, and I
Mhm.
don't know if I want to spend the time on watching it. But I mean, mm, some of the ripoffs look kind of like, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll
I
see
mean,
how this
Well,
season goes.
some of them may end up being your favorite comfort shows of the season. That's what usually happens with
It
me.
could
It's
end
like,
up,
yeah,
yeah. So that's why
yeah,
I'm
that's
like
usually
this.
what happens.
That's why I think it's very top heavy. I think the
Mm-hmm.
top shows are going to deliver for sure, and it's
Yeah.
just like after that,
you got to
I
find
think
them,
you got a lot of boomer bust candidates, a lot
hmm
of them. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, that's what people like us are for. You know what I mean? We find
Hmm.
them for everybody.
Yeah.
We
That way,
find
you don't
them.
have to watch as many shitty shows as we do.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna like the first couple seasons. I think I've been balancing about 30. I'm not getting to 30 this season.
Yeah, this
I
this
don't
this
blame you.
spring season was
I'm not
definitely
getting to 30.
this spring season was definitely a grind for that too, because there were so many good ones too. So it's tough. You have
Yeah,
to pick and choose.
I wasn't expecting 30 this season,
Yeah,
but I
Like
like
just kept
Jamal saying,
watching
you know,
stuff.
like Jamal saying that some of these something like rip-offs and like they're a little
Yeah,
bit not, they don't seem as, they seem like the Timu version of some of the shows that
yeah,
we've watched.
yeah,
But I think the spring season, even the ones that seem like, oh, I've seen this before, they were really strong. Like
yeah,
I've watched a
yeah.
lot of like I watched a lot of slice of life this season, and I like the, you know, I like that the focus wasn't always like, will they get together? Won't they get together? You know,
Hmm.
a lot of the focus was different this time. You know, it's like, are they going to develop these friendships? You know, like what's going on with his parents, or you know, they got a divorce. What's going on with this person? And it was kind of, you know, I was like, that was refreshing because it was like, oh, okay, they're not sticking with the usual like, you know, they're not introducing the rival, they're not saying this, that, and the other, or they're handling it in a different way. And you know, I thought they did really good. Even the you know, the klutzy hall monitor and the girl with the short skirt, which
Peak, by
is
the way.
right. Yeah, I'm really liking this show. I'm liking the way they're developing things. I'm liking the way they're taking their time. I'm liking all of the side characters. And so yeah, Spring just, you know, it you know, knocked it out of the park with, and even with their basic shows, I think they did a really good job.
Hmm.
hmm
I
Yeah,
agree. I agree.
I'm really surprised by the spring season, especially the Klutzy. Klutzy came out of nowhere, bro, and like it catapulted to like probably one of my top two romances of this season. It's crazy. And I usually hate shows like that, but that show is
Yeah,
just so good, man.
yeah.
Just so
it's my
good.
proudest preview too from last preview.
I'm, Tyler, I'm really rooting for the president and the vice president. I'm like,
He has to figure it out,
you
please.
have to. If he doesn't figure it, I would be so upset. Yep, yep.
I mean, it's probably coming next episode. So, but we'll see.
It
She's gonna
better,
pull a
man.
scheme, bro, and she's gonna get him to figure it out. So that way they can do their thing. You know what I mean? Have the best time at the
Mhm.
festival thing. So
Yeah,
yeah.
because man, right now, Poem Son is like, I'm like, man, you're hurting my boy. What are you doing? Yeah,
See,
But I
but
also
yeah,
think we're gonna see some good things from him too. I think he's gonna realize that in the past that he's made mistakes, and that he's gonna learn from them and choose correctly this time. I think so.
fingers
But
crossed, Tyler.
yeah,
Fingers crossed.
fingers
'Cause-
crossed.
Yep.
All
a
right.
slight preview of the spring review coming
Yeah.
soon.
Hopefully y'all are ready for that because I don't know. It's gonna be what like 4 weeks net
Yeah,
from now, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So,
Hmm.
but
Yeah, pretty soon. Yeah.
yeah. But I guess that's all for our boomer bust, right? Y'all want to get started
Yeah,
on the actual like shows?
yeah. Let's
Yeah.
rock.
Alrighty. Does anybody want to go first, or you want me to go first again?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So the first one I got, it's gonna be my most anticipated. I kind of fell in love with what it offered. Like as soon as I watched the first like preview when it got announced, I forget when it was. It's been announced for a minute now though, but it's gonna be Witch in Mongolia. Um,
He
big fan
took
of
my
that one.
he took my spot.
Hey,
Yeah.
I gave you an
Yes.
opportunity.
No, hey, look, that wasn't going to be. That's not a boomer bust for me. Like that's like my number one.
Yeah, that's my number one
Yeah,
too. So,
yeah.
it was literally between A Witch in Mongolia and Smoking Behind the Supermarket. That was my number one, number two of this season. So,
Yeah. Until
but Witch in Mongolia,
Crunchyroll and the Bema ruined that.
yeah, yeah. But big fan of Witch in Mongolia from what I can see. Sansaru, they're doing it. It looks really unique. Is what I'll say. Like it doesn't look like I feel like I feel like people are gonna like hate it or love it because
Well,
of like the way it looks.
and if
Mhm.
they're accustomed to Orb, because I
Yeah,
read the first volume, it's literally like Orb. Yeah.
yeah.
It kind of has like a. To me, the animation kind of reminds me of
Persepolis.
Persepolis a bit. Yeah, yeah, absolutely Persepolis.
Yeah.
Well, it's
So,
not even just the animation, is it?
R.I.P.
It's like the
Um,
character designs too are like
oh,
unique. You know
oh
what
my
I mean?
goodness.
Yeah.
What's the
And
show? Boji.
Yeah.
Boji.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, Boji. That's a good
Um,
example. Yeah.
what's the name of the show? I can't think of it. But yeah, that's what
It's
that
it's
that's the
Ranking of Kings.
Ranking Kings.
Yeah.
It
Yes,
kind of
yes.
had that feel to me with the character
Yeah.
styles.
Like I said, I feel like people's gonna love it or hate it just because of the way the characters
Yeah,
look and the way it's animated. But
Well,
I think it looks good.
yeah,
But
I think so.
and to your observation, Tyler, that is kind of like an interesting trajectory, at least with the director or one of the head creators of this project, who's also going to be at Anime Expo, Naoko Yamada, director of Colors Within, Anne Shirley. She's worked on Miss Kobayashi. She's done A Silent Voice. She's done Liz and the Bluebird and Heike Story. She's been in the Criterion Collection closet. She's gonna be in that sphere with Shinkai. Yeah, pretty much her own entity. But her films are not that popular, and they're kind of like appreciated. It's just until 10 years, 20 years later type of flair. So this one could be that threshold. Like, oh, okay, this woman's vision is for real. Like, we're gonna see how awesome her style is, or at least her direction with it. Because I don't think she did the character design for this. Like with Anne
yeah, I
Shirley,
think
she only did like snippets of the character's design.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure like the character designs and stuff is like pretty close to the manga. Like they try to get it like really close to like what the manga felt like is what I kind of seen, from what I seen. Like the hands are, bigger. Like it's just like kind of like odd proportions or whatever, but like it's fine. You know what I mean? Like I said, I feel like I enjoy shows that like look unique, especially shows that are good. This is like a drama historical drama, which leads me to one of the things I said I like, a lot. It's like the political dramas, and I think that's what this is.
Yeah,
I don't know a whole lot about it, but I think that's what it is.
you'd
So
be surprised. How it sets up is actually kind of fascinating. It reminds me of another movie from a cartoon saloon called The Breadwinner. Kind of like the same type of like setup, as it were, at
okay,
least with environment, because it's Middle East historical. You know,
yeah.
a lot of crazy crap happening around that threshold.
Um, I guess real quick, I'm gonna read a summary real quick. That way people who don't know what we're talking about kind of get an idea of what this show is about. So Witch in Mongolia takes place during the height of the Mongol Empire in the 13th century, where wisdom and knowledge can be just as powerful as armies. The story follows Fatima, a brilliant woman from Persia whose advanced understanding of medicine and science earns her a place within the court of the Great Khan. There, she catches the attention of some girl who's the influential wife of a Khan, and she becomes entangled in the dangerous world of palace politics, power struggles, and the future of the empire itself. As their relationship grows, the decisions these two women make could shape not only the Mongol court, but the course of history. So, like I said, it definitely feels very political drama y. Um, so I'm hoping that it's a really good time. I have my hopes set on this being a 10, so I think it can get there, but we'll see.
Cool.
Is I'm assuming we're all watching this.
Of course.
Yeah, it's on my list. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's in my top 10, but it's not like at the top. But yeah,
and it's confirmed she is the director, along with the director of Dan, Abel Gongora. So hey.
I mean, that makes sense because Sansaro do Dan too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So,
this is a dream team project. Yeah.
Is she also? She ain't doing like the Ghost in the Shell, right? Because like that's Sansaro too, right?
Yeah, I don't think she's doing that. She does like one project a year type of thing.
I got you. Well, I'm looking forward to this. Like I got big hopes for this. I really hope that they do a really good job. So, but that's gonna be mine.
Cool.
I like that one.
Who's next?
Jack, why don't you go?
Yeah.
So we can get started on your stuff just in case you got to get out of here.
Yeah. Well, mine's a cop out because, of course, like, hold on. The okay, you like the Sparks of Tomorrow, for example, and the World is Dancing. Those are like the same vein as Mongolian Witch, like epics, subtle. Just you might watch and love every episode of it. But the one I'm actually, it's a cop out, and we saw it at
Anime Central.
Yeah, is good by Laura.
That's not a cop out.
Yeah, because that preview was actually pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you also got to think about it like this, like only certain people got to see what we got to see. We're kind of like insiders right now. So for you to be saying that it's one of your most anticipated after watching the first episode or whatever, I feel like that's pretty high praise.
Yeah,
so,
that's not a cop out. But it was on my list too.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the theme I was trying to elaborate better with, like this season, kind of like the branching of its own fantasy adaptations to the appreciation for animation in general. Mongolian Witch is that example too, but this one's definitely stylized in a throwback type of flair. It's influenced by The Little Mermaid, the original novel, not the Disney one. It's also has the same flair as Boji with Ranking of Kings, and it's a weird Little Mermaid scenario where it starts off really dark, and there's this innocent mermaid gets swindled by an evil ant, just like the Disney movie as well, per se. But it has a beautiful twist at the end. I won't spoil it because it's like one of the best crossover type of shows elements ever. It's like I don't want to spoil too much for people that are about to dive into it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, because the ending is the best. That's what people will sell it for. And like what Tyler and Jamaal were mentioning, we saw the premiere and we even took photographs with or no, I took a photograph with the director out of blue.
Yeah, we had to push him a little bit.
Yeah,
we had to push him a little bit.
Like, go Jack, go.
I'm like, here's what I like the show. And it's this, and it's the same director as Rising Shield Hero.
One of the same director as My Dress Up Darling too.
Oh, that one was a different thing. That was during the
Oh,
global thing. I got that confused too. But it's actually because
okay.
it's a studio Citrus, and that does Rising and Shield Hero.
Okay.
Yeah. So overall,
But yeah,
if I could just say, people that are watching this, watch the trailer right after this little snippet. Trust me, it's worth okay, I can see what he's saying, and they'll mention that surprise, as it were.
and it's actually pretty funny too. I know Jack said it was like it was pretty dark, but it does blend the humor pretty well. I
Yeah,
think
it's like
it had us laughing a lot. So
like the subtle humor with it was like she kept on eating fish heads. Like, okay.
It was so funny.
You will like it, Edwin, because it definitely has like a good like build. Let's put it that way for first episode.
Yeah, and the way that first episode ended.
Can't spoil it. That's partially why I'm not spoiling it, because Edwin has to see it.
Yeah, definitely one of my most look forward to romances of next season. So
yeah.
I like that, Jack. Let them know. Let people know. It wasn't gonna be on my anticipated, but because I figured somebody else would talk about it.
And like I said, those other ones are definitely like, yeah, like I don't even need to see a trailer. I actually saw the trailer for The World Is Dancing. I didn't want, like, it was like maybe we'll talk about it for a little bit. It's just like Elusive Samurai and Heike Star. I'm like, all right, I'm sold, because I was trying to read the manga, but the library didn't have it.
The only problem about World Is Dancing is High Dive. You know,
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
It was a sad day when I seen High Dive was gonna have it, but you know, I don't know. Maybe we can make something work. I do want to check it out though. So
I'm doing the Edwin method, the prime, then the high
yeah.
dive.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should try to do that. Kyo Annie though, we got a Kyo Annie. You was talking about worlds. Was it Sparks of Tomorrow?
Sparks of Tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty interested in that too. One thing that always got me when I seen it, like being like in trailers and stuff, the main character literally looks like Stark. I can't get it out of my head. He literally looks like Stark. So, but it looks like a fun show. I'll definitely be watching it. I don't even know what it's about, to be honest. Is it a romance? Because it kind of felt like a romance, but it doesn't have it listed as a romance. So
Yeah.
Which
I didn't.
Spark Tomorrow?
yeah.
No, that looks like a kind of like an alternate timeline, like a little bit fantasy, because they keep mentioning this catalog thing, and I'm thinking that like the catalog is like essentially like like in like a far more serious take, like like in isekai they'll do like I can access an online convenience store thing sort of type deal. And I think
Yeah.
the catalog is kind of like that, but in this fantasy setting, or in this alternate timeline fantasy setting, where like the catalog gives you access to certain things that most people don't have access to. I When I watched the trailer, I didn't see a romance aspect to it, but it is on my anticipated list. So I'm like, this looks pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch the trailer, but like I noticed like in the summary, it's talking about a boy and a girl who cross paths and explore the secrets of the catalog that you're talking about and glimpse into the future that they long for. Together they must confront their past and carve a path toward the future they once believed in. So it kind of just like gave me like maybe this is like slot romance kind of things going on. I don't know. It's just the way that they worded the summary, I guess. Because, like I said, I didn't get to really like dive into the trailer because I didn't have it on my shows to anticipate it or whatever. So,
I think if I mean, have you been watching Mao
no,
at all? Oh, okay, because I was gonna say, it feels to me like romance in that way, where she's kind of like
like Crush or
there.
something.
Yeah, there's a growing affection,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that, like the story is happening, and you get like the world building, and you get like the tension and all the stuff that's going on, the conflicts that are going on, and then the kind of romance thing is kind of developing on the side, where like there's a growing affection for each other, and that's turning out to be really crazy. Like I'm like, we need to talk about that one later on when we do the review, because I'm like, wait, are you telling me that these two people are the same half of one thing? I'm like, wow, okay, that's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah. I get what you're saying with it. Mao is,
Yeah.
it's all right. He's going to catch up because I think Mao's continuing as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one gets 2 cores. Yeah. Yeah.
Was that all you had to
Yeah.
say about yours, Jack?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
Edwin, Jamaal, I don't know which one of y'all are next.
I'll jump in, but I don't have any surprises for you. I mean, everybody's kind of like covered the stuff that I've got on my list, especially for my top ones. And my top one isn't going to surprise anybody because it's smoking behind the supermarket with you.
Oh, that's fair. That's
I
fair.
mean, like, that's it. No, I mean, nothing else. I'm like, I love this manga. I'm like, I absolutely adore it. I can't. I mean, I can't say there's. You know, it's it's such a subtle kind of like. It's hard to explain,
Very.
but like this is. It's like a balm for your soul because these two are so like it's so wistful and like and subtle and like so like I don't want to say innocent, but at the same time, it's like there's kind of like a purity to these characters, like with his like cluelessness and her kind of like edginess, but at the same time, it's like she's edgy, but you could see her crush for this man growing, and she's like, he's such an idiot, and it's just
Why
like
do I love him?
and but you can see it developing and you can see it happening and it's like and you want it to happen because there's no like and everybody does too, especially I like this I love how the store manager is like this is her bread and butter, this is like like they're just like just like put an IV, this is an IV directly into her soul, you know
Yeah,
and it's
and
like go ahead, Jack, you
the
wanted to jump in.
manager. Well, the manager. Little spoiler is a romance. Fiend.
Yeah, so it's like this one, I'm like, I watched the first 2 mini episodes and I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait because like I've read the this is a weird situation for me because usually like I'll read a manga and I'll be super when they announce the anime, I'll be super excited. And I am, but then I'm kind of not because it's like I I have the manga. It's like you can't take that away from me. So even if the anime is a train wreck, and it's already like the way they're releasing it is kind of a train wreck, but it's just kind of icing on the cake. I get to have my cake and eat it too with this thing because it's like it's going to be really hard for them to mess it up, and I'm thinking that they won't. So this would just be me seeing my favorite characters and my favorite situations, play out on the screen. So for me, it's just icing on the cake. Same thing with my other show, which is Ghost in the Shell. Like I have Ghost in the Shell the movie, I have the manga, I have all the original, the Laughing Man. I have all that.
DVDs. Yeah.
Yeah, I have the video games, I have statues, I have action figures, so this is kind of like, man, out of nowhere, I get a whole other 12 episodes of Ghost in the Shell
Yeah.
by
And,
some
and if you
by
count like the three last adaptations, including the fucking movie, like it's like yeah, okay, like it's been kind of like stalling at least with like since like the second or third movie or the remake movie technically. So it's like okay, now they're back to the source. Now they're doing something different too. So, so anyway, so basically, it's going to be one of those, yeah, this is for the fans type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is just icing on the cake. It's Science Saru. I mean, I can't, like, how am I going to complain? I can't. And I'm really, really hoping that, I don't know, with what they did with Dan, I'm like, um, I'm just really excited for this. But like I said again, this is just icing on the cake for me. Like, after like, 40 years of like Ghost in the Shell, it's like I get a new season of it, like, and then by a great studio. Shit, man, count me in. I'm like, okay, we're done. It's like, all right, this is what I'm watching. Like, it's that, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it a lot. Both of them actually a lot. But let's
I'm looking
see.
forward to it too. I'm looking forward to it too.
And
Like
it's gonna.
I've slowly been watching the mini-sodes. I'm on like 5 or 6 right now.
Oh, for
Like I'm
okay.
slowly watching them to just kind of lead into the,
I
to the
can't
show.
wait. I can't wait till our summer review. That way we can all gang up on Jamaal because he hates the show.
Yeah.
Hey, they're starting already. They're starting already. They're starting already.
I feel
But
like we're gonna love it so much, and Jamal's gonna be like, it's gonna be the solo camping thing all over
Oh, that's
again.
right. I forgot. He hates the main character already. It's like
Yeah,
not
yeah,
even.
he
Yeah.
hates Sasuke. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
He hates
see,
the troll.
Like
He,
the
he,
most,
he
like,
hates the troll.
only you all
And
had access to the group chat. If only you had access to the group chat. Oh man.
But I mean, I've enjoyed what I've seen so far. As far as Edwin, you was hoping that they do it right. I haven't read the source material obviously, but I've really enjoyed what I've seen so far. I think they're doing it really good justice. It's almost good enough for me to, like, instead of waiting to watch the rest of it, I almost want to just start reading the manga, honestly. And usually I don't do that. I really like it. So I
yeah.
think I got it like a 9 or something like that right now. It's crazy. I really enjoyed it. So
Well, Tyler, even if you decide to wait on reading the manga, uh, just do it anyway. I mean, just because even read it afterwards because it's still.
I
I
probably
mean,
will. Yeah, I definitely
y-
will.
yeah, because it's one of those shows where I think that I think you'll get more out of it because I know they're not going to include everything, and there'll be
Yeah,
some.
yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, and the artwork's beautiful too. I mean,
Well,
yeah.
the thing is though, the thing is like this like, even though it's a romance between adults or whatever, like, you don't see very many romance like this that feels like this, and like that handles these different things and almost feels like a Iyashiki. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
it's just got so many vibes to it. It's different, and I've really
Yeah.
enjoyed the way it's made me feel. Like, since it's so different than what I normally watch as far as romance goes. So
Well, it's so adult. So I'll make a quick side thing. Like one of I love Philip K. Dick, the sci-fi
Mhm.
author, and one of the things that he does is that he sets a lot of his stories within the world of work. So he'll do, like, that's the way he grounds his ideas. Like it's set in this adult world, like it's just a regular bunch of people, and they're just going to work. They're going to work. They're working on the farm, or they're a plumber, or they're they got their suit. They're working in their office, and that's how he grounds his stories. And then once he grounds them, he goes further. And I think that that's one of the things that smoking behind the supermarket does with you, does for you, because it grounds it in like this kind of, like, it doesn't get overly detailed into his job or her job, but at the same time some of those elements are important, and that's
Mhm.
what it does. It kind of captures that magic. kind of like oh my god, the vampire show.
Vampire Dies in No Time.
No, the one with the boy and the girl.
Oh, Call of Night.
Yeah, Call of the Night.
Oh, calling out. Okay.
Yeah, it hits that sweet spot, like right after work. I'm getting off work. I had a stressful day. Like I just want to sit down and smoke. And I'm gonna go sit down and smoke with the cool girl. So he's got the girl that makes him like, her smile lights up his day, takes the stress off. And then he goes and he sits down with the edgy girl that's kind of playing with him, and he's like, he doesn't know what's going on. And it kind of like it, you don't get a lot of anime like that. It's kind of like, it's like it's adult, they're working, but at the same time it's like they're having fun, you know?
And
Yeah, it's
and the
not
funny thing
too
is
serious.
like she wants him to find out that she's the same person, but she also doesn't want him to find out. So it's pretty funny. I love it, man.
Well, I love that she's like, look at this idiot. He can't even, he can't even tell that I'm the same person. But like after a while, she's like, I kind of like that. She gets kind of like, you can tell that she's kind of liking it because it's kind of like, she's like with most women, she's both. She's that edgy one, but she's the nice one too. Because otherwise, she would have told him, like, dude, get lost. It's
Yeah,
like,
and
and
her
you
job.
see that growing, and it grows so slowly, but it doesn't feel like it. Like there's like 6 volumes, and it's like it doesn't feel like there's 6 volumes. It doesn't feel like I've read 6 volumes of this. It feels like it was all one, and it was all great. And so I'm just, yeah. Like I said, the anime is just like icing on the cake for me. Yeah.
What was you
Jamal
saying,
shaking
Jack?
his head.
No, like with I keep on joking with the chat. It's like her customer service voice. Like that's my thing with how much I love it, because it is that dilemma that faces where like I do want to like actually meet this person, this lovely person, and it brightens my day. The simplest joys and things. And he's fixated on it, and it is problematic. But we find out along the way that if he chills out, if he smokes, even with like a girl that doesn't like is playing with him, they vibe. And it's one of the rare romances where it's just vibes. Because like you can see the point A and point B, but you don't want to see point B at all, at all. So that's my thing about it.
I wouldn't see the point B. You can only play the I can't tell this game for so long. Like
But,
I can
but what
vibe
is
with it for a
romance,
little
Jamal? What is romance? It's yearning. It's like
Yeah,
you
it's
get these people
journey.
together in a situation. That's what it is.
but there's no romance
That's the
yet.
point.
I mean,
Well,
she has a thing for him, and he has a thing for Yamoto, but it's more of a like idol reverence type thing than like a I'm interested in you type thing.
That's the
And
dilemma.
then to
Yes.
Yama, he has the we're kindred spirits type thing. Um,
The duality of love too.
I would
Yeah.
let there's no love there, but for him
I would
on his
also
side,
call this a slow burn.
it's going to be a slow burn because
Because if I know you've only
he's
watched like 5 or 6 mini episodes, and I really think that after that it starts showing hints of that, um,
yeah,
of that forming. You know what I mean? So
it's going to form. Like I can tell that he's a good guy. It's so it's
he's
going
just
to
ignorant. Like he's just stupid. I don't know. It's something like that. You know what I mean?
it's
He
see,
doesn't understand. He's clueless.
but see,
So
this is the consistency in me because I have the same issue with Now and Liar's Game. She's stupid to serve the purpose of the plot, right? And it's the same thing here. he's being willfully ignorant
Well,
to serve
but also
the
like
plot.
I don't think he doesn't want to connect the dots. You know what I mean? Like because he like you said, like he looks at her, one of them as an idol. Like he idolizes her to
I
some
get it.
extent. You know,
You,
so you cannot connect the dots if you cannot reasonably fathom that they're the same person because they're so different. You know what I mean? Like he just doesn't get it. He can't connect it because they're so different. You
no,
know.
Yeah.
no.
There's
Well,
no.
also,
If
isn't
you
it?
see,
No. I get what you're saying because it's like you don't want to break the illusion,
Yeah.
right?
It's somewhere along the
I
lines, but
I
it's not
get
only
that.
that. It's not only that, it's that he cannot even see because they're so different. You know what I mean? He cannot even bring himself to
That's
believe that this chick is the same as like his smiling, kind, woman that he looks forward to seeing every day. He cannot even fathom in his head that they're the same person.
willfully ignorant.
Well,
but
Yeah.
Willfully.
it's
Okay.
small.
Let's hypothetical situation here. Hypothetical situation. Let's say that you magically learn Japanese, right? And let's just say, like, you're doing your DoorDash, you bump into Sayori Hayami,
Oh boy.
but you don't know it's Sayori Hayami, because she's just like doing whatever she's doing, and she's doing what she's doing in the booth, and you're like, boom, here's your food, and you're like, oh my goodness, Sayori Hayami, cool, right? And then you're doing DoorDash and blah 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 blah, and then you just kind of see her walking on the street, and you guys say hi because you're taking the train together, and you guys end up just casually taking the train together every day, just because hey, I'm going here and she's going there, and you start having a conversation and everything. Like, are you going to be like, man, she's totally different? I can't tell this is Sayori Hayami.
Well, it depends, right? Because like they got different styles. Like she's in her uniform or whatever,
That
and
doesn't
like they
matter.
got different styles, different
I'm
different clothes styles,
no, no,
different
no,
mannerisms.
no,
Like
no,
it's
She's
supposed
wearing
no,
her
to be
your
no,
outfit.
no,
She's
no,
wearing her
no.
your outfit.
If she was
Tyler,
wearing, if they had
we
her
I
wear,
can
well,
recall.
hold on. If they had her wearing like different makeup or something, or covering her hair, I could maybe be like, okay, I can't tell the difference. She has the exact same face except her eyes aren't open. The
Tyler, we had a
the
coworker.
same hair, except that instead of it being down, she has it wrapped because she's at work.
Oh, so
It's the same face. You're telling
We
me you
had a
can't tell the
coworker
difference?
who couldn't recognize us outside of work, even when we were wearing the same shit that we wear at work. We'd be walking past this man saying hello to him, and he'd be like acting. He'd look at us like these
like,
people. Who
who are
is this
you?
person? Yeah, yeah. So we had a coworker like that. He was like, "What? Who are you?"
I
Yeah.
mean,
Wow.
So it's like,
No, but he
and
knew
like,
who you were.
I wasn't putting a wig on. I wasn't like, I wasn't
Who?
changing my appearance. This guy just contextually, I am not in the workplace,
Who are you
so he's
talking
not
about?
even Ryan.
What?
Ryan?
Orion.
Ryan?
Yeah, yeah.
I never had that
Ryan.
experience. I've never had that
maybe
experience with
it's
him.
Edwin.
I
So
never had that experience with him.
that's what you explained. That's how you explained his rudeness. Because I was like, man, this dude don't like me. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, I'm walking past, I'm walking past him. I'm saying hello. He's looking at me. He's like looking away, looking at me, looking away. I'm like, this dude doesn't recognize me. And Jamal's like, oh, it's out of context. He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, okay. So this is like, I'm throwing your words back at you for this argument because he is seeing this woman completely out of context. He doesn't even. I don't even
She's
think he
not
wants
that
her
far out of
to be.
context, though. Okay,
It
but she
is.
is at work. She's just behind work. She's not on the clock.
Yeah.
well,
He doesn't
so,
go
but
to.
you also,
But she's still at work.
well, what I'm saying is that, is that Sasuke has to want to figure it out, and he doesn't want to figure it out. You know, he does.
That's
It's his.
willful ignorance. That's the
But
exact definition of willful ignorance.
but also it's because like it's not that he doesn't want to figure out. It's because he does. He's really kind, and like it's his character to not pry into these things and dig deeper. You know what I mean? Like he didn't even want to ask an age. You know what I mean, or anything like that.
Well,
You
okay.
know,
Well,
it's
Well, for
let's,
him,
so.
there's not. For him,
let's
there's nothing. What you have to understand, for him, there's nothing to figure out. There's nothing to
Yeah, I
figure
mean,
out.
they're just
These are
smoking.
two different. To him, these are two different people.
Yeah,
To him,
but
there's
even
nothing to figure out.
but he doesn't ask them any he doesn't pry. He doesn't ask them personal questions or anything like that. You know, he's just there to smoke. You know, and just
Yeah,
to
'cause
enjoy their company. That's all he's
he,
there for.
he
So
doesn't want to bother. He
yeah,
doesn't
he's
want to
that type of
bother.
person. So
Yeah, he's
what's up,
that kind
Jack?
of person.
Yeah,
And he
Jet.
kind of like, wait, Jack, do you have your hand raised to ask a question or to
I
jump
think
in?
so.
I don't
or
know.
it's like
What's going on?
it's kind of like one of those things where you kind of have to time just a time out because it's like okay, it's a gag of the show, it's a perspective of the show too. But what me and Edwin, what we like about it more than just like the gag, because it is a one-time off gag, even like with all this like the back and forth of it, it is there's a laugh, and that's what the main appeal and pull is with the show too, with a lot of newer fans. But what we read with the manga is the dialogue, is them talking about the minuscule things in between two parallel universes, the alley where they smoke, and the grocery store where they do their play. Now, do the worlds merge? In a sense, because you get to see the environment of his work and you get to see the environment of her grocery store. And it elaborates more and more in Volume 5 and Volume 6. That's the second half coming up. So it's ingenious to have them do this gag for the first couple episodes per se, but that's what your pull is right now. And like Tyler has mentioned, it is a slow burn. Very slow burn because those conversations become a little bit more, even more benign, even more like we're not even talking about love. We're not talking about figuring out things. We're just talking about the stream of consciousness, like what we're actually thinking. It's this
Well,
beautiful. Yeah.
it's charming. It's charming, and you have you. It's really charming, and you just have two people who are growing into the idea of enjoying each other's company.
Okay,
You
Yeah,
know,
I
it's
have a
slice of
question.
life. It's more slice of life
I have a
yeah,
than
with
question.
romance.
I have a,
respect for each other.
Mhm.
I have a question.
Sure.
If we were to eliminate the gag or get over it after the first couple episodes, the strength of the show would still be the dialogue and the interplay between the two characters, having these conversations, growing, etc. The same thing that we said about the food court show,
There you go.
right?
I think I
That's
think
my
the
that's my
gag is the
point.
comedy though in this
I
show.
don't need no, I don't think you need the gag for the comedy.
You definitely don't need it, but I think that it makes it funnier to see him not be aware of the situation and her being aware of the
Yeah.
situation and playing
See,
along with it.
that's the thing. That's just a departure for us. Like
It's so much
I
fun.
don't again, this is me. I don't like being stupid to serve the plot. I don't like it. And that's why I'm saying there's a consistency for me here. I don't like that he's being dumb to continue this gag.
Like,
Like you
look,
can still do this. I mean, we all have code switched at some point in time, right? So he can still have these conversations with her, like when they're outside smoking, he gets the real her. And then when he's in there buying his chips or whatever, she's all smiling and everything. And they can still have those little conversations, but in the context of where she is, she's responding differently. Like you can still do this because it's still two sides of the same person. I just don't think you need the gag to continue on. but that's just me. That's my taste.
I mean, the gag is there, and they use it for certain things, like later on, like with rivals and stuff. Like there's one of her coworkers who wants to protect her, and everybody else there. That becomes kind of a thing. But at the same time, I wouldn't call him dumb. I would say that he puts himself in certain boxes because of his age, because of who he is, and because of society. So I think that he puts himself in certain boxes and he's not looking outside of those boxes. And, like, is he being self aware? Maybe, maybe not. But, like, he's in those boxes and it's like, can she pull him out of those boxes enough to make him see, like, like, forget about whether she's the same person or not, forget that, about whether or not, like, can I have a relationship with this person who's like 25 years my junior, you know? And so I think that that's more important than, and I think the gag is funny, and I think the gag plays out in different ways throughout the show, and it's entertaining. To me, it's been entertaining the entire time. The whole, like, I keep going back to this most recent one where they're going to the bar to get drunk and they end up racing back to the supermarket to like win
Just to
over
smoke.
yeah, no, to win over Yamada.
Oh.
Yeah, and he hides the fact that he was racing for her, and he says, I was racing just to come smoke with you, instead of, like, to cover up for the, because like he's hiding something because he's like he's realized that the rival has certain feelings and a certain thing, and so he does her a solid by lying about why he was running, and I thought that was really cute. But yeah, no, I mean that he's in these boxes that he's put himself in, or society's put himself in, and will he? Oh, like, one of the things of the show is, like, will he, like, break out of those boxes in order so that this can become a romance, instead of, like Jack said, two people with a vibe for each other, moving on to something more like, hey, is this going to be the two of them together?
I'm with you on that.
Hmm.
And again, I'll praise this show because with the age gaps are a big thing now, and a
They're
lot of
fickle.
people have
Yeah,
issues with them. But I
fickle.
think it does the age gap well, right? Because
It
it,
handles it well, yeah.
it handles it very
Yeah.
well, and she's more of the pursuer than he is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's I agree with you where he's kind of putting himself in these boxes and society puts him, he like, and then that's why I say he's a nice guy. Like, he's not trying to go that way. And so there's no illusions of like grooming or anything. It could be like if I'm a woman and this dude is coming in every day and just like buying a bag of chips for me, I might feel a little weird, especially if he doesn't say anything to me. But aside from that, if you could like overlook that within the realm of the anime space, like it does this whole thing very well. And you can see where there's growth here and where she does bring um certain things out of him and brings this level of calm, like even as like the smiling Yamoto in the store, it's like a decompression for him, like okay, in the way that you might come home and watch anime, or you might come home and play your video game, or watch a movie, whatever, that decompresses you. Him seeing Yamada is his decompression. But then when
Mm-hmm.
he
Yeah,
goes back there and
What's
he's
that?
smoking with Tayama, it's more that's more of a buddy buddy type thing. Like, oh man, I could, they're smoking, and I could tell you my gripes, and you tell me your gripes, and we're just kind of, you know,
Kindred spirits.
kindred spirits, you know.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect of it. I just don't like that we have to have the gimmick.
Do you guys
That's all.
remember what's that movie with Jack Nicholson and Helen Hunt?
As good as gets.
Yeah,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
yeah. There's a little bit of a vibe like with him and Yamada. I get
Mm-hmm.
kind of a little bit of that vibe from like like when Jack Nicholson's character like I come in on a daily basis. Like this keeps me sane. Like coming in
Mm-hmm.
here and seeing my favorite waitress, and she brings me my food. Like this is keeping me sane. And so when she's not there, he's kind of like, whoa, like now
Mm-hmm.
I'm down in Johnson. And in that movie, it becomes more extreme, and like
He has
that plays out a lot
OCD. Yeah.
faster because it's a movie. But like there's a little bit of that vibe going on in this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
I
good
get it.
comparison because that character Jack Nicholson
Yeah.
has OCD, and with
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's more than just being in the boxes. It's definitely more of kind of a pursuit too, kind of like he's reshaping things too in his own reality. It's a modern study too. It really is, and it's a common thing now where it's like the male loneliness epidemic, as it were, quote unquote. How we make ourselves happy. We don't even want to like pursue women in a sense of like we just want to make a world thing and just have fun with it. Just not just vibe with it, but let's
Yeah.
make this worth it kind of thing.
Well, I
Mm-hmm.
think they're definitely finding somebody that you vibe with, even just somebody you can sit with and like, you're not repelled by each other.
Yeah,
It's like, you want to find somebody like that where it's like, oh, okay. We kind of sort of have the same values. We're both kind of like decent, normal people. It's like, all right, cool. We both have smoking in common and stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's that I found somebody who's decent and normal, and like we can just sit here and chill and vent about our days. And there's no like, like every now and then we'll try to solve each other's problems. But, it's just like in this kind of like, hey, I thought of you kind of way. Not
Mm-hmm.
like this, I'm angling for, like, here, I got you a little pocket ashtray.
yeah.
Like I'm not angling for
Mm-hmm.
anything. I just know you like
Overgifting,
to smoke. Yeah,
stalkerish. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, if somebody's nice, you would naturally want to go back to them, right? Like we went to McDonald's because Marley's obsessed with French fries, and every time she sees McDonald's, she goes, French fries. So we went to McDonald's like a week or two ago, and the little girl working the drive-through menu. I shouldn't not take that back. The young lady, she's not a little girl. The young lady, she was just the kindest lady, just like really bubbly, happy personality. And it was like I stopped to say, you know what, thank you. I really appreciate, your positivity and your attitude and everything. And if you do that, I think it's not weird, right? Because now I'm showing my appreciation too. Because like I want to come back to you
Mm. And
because
it
of the
makes them feel
service
good
that you
too.
gave me, and it makes them
Yeah.
feel good. It's not weird, because you build something off of it. It's a little weird when you just walk up and don't say anything, and they're like, "Your card, please." Arigato.
I
Like,
got those.
no, that's when it gets a little weird because it's like there's all these lines over here that's open and you're just standing here waiting to meet and you're not saying anything and you're just kind of staring at me. Like that's when it gets a little weird.
Or his coworker
Yeah.
tells him, "Well, stop going to the supermarket."
Right, right.
Uh,
And again, the coworker's hilarious to me. I think he's funny. Um,
yeah.
so like I said, I just wish they got rid of the gag. That's what this 15-minute argument was about.
Yeah, let's move on. I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what is your show, Jamaal?
Um, Victoria of Many Faces.
Yes, I saw that.
Victoria
What's that
of
one
Many
about?
Faces. Let me pull it up for you. In
It has
an
a
age when spies act behind the scenes in every land, Chloe spends her days successfully carrying out even the most difficult missions due to her unparalleled disguise skills and martial arts abilities. However, after the betrayal of her boss, she suddenly disappears. As Chloe plans to redo her life as an ordinary citizen Victoria in the neighboring kingdom of Ashbury, striving for a normal life. However, Victoria's peaceful life is abruptly cut short as she begins to get involved with many people. In this new land, her experiences and abilities from her days as a spy come in far more useful than she ever expected. On the other hand, the second prince and the pursuer of the organization, amongst others, take an interest in Victoria's strength, and many shadows close in on the one with all the cards in her hand.
So it's pretty much Taken, but an anime.
It may ask one for this final request too. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's more of no. There's one that's. May I ask one final thing? This isn't it.
Oh, I'm getting confused. Yeah. Good call.
Yeah. This one,
yeah.
this one feels like Taken mixed with a little bit of uh oh my goodness, Edwin, what's the show that we like that Jack refuses to love with the
Licorice
girls?
There's also many.
Licorice Recoil. Licorice Recoil.
Oh,
It feels like a touch of Licorice Recoil mixed with Taken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So retired spy has to put her skill set to use
Mhm.
to save her new group of people. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I can get behind that's a plot that I can get behind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because she's gonna crack some skulls. It's like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
all right, let's Lloyd this up, bitches. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
That's that one. That's that one.
It would be like, like what they need to do is make this like the teenage your show. Like,
Yeah.
like now that I'd watch, man. Like,
how
make
do you
Spy
want to
Family
get to where
spinoff.
she is?
yeah. You take Licorice, Licorice Recoil, you take Spy Family, you mash them up together, and there you go, man. That's what we want to see. That's what we want from this show. I haven't seen the trailer.
Your and Chisato crossover.
Hey, yeah. Mhm.
Edwin would be in heaven.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, I seen this one. And I got it on my maybes, but I'm not fully sold on it yet. So I just don't know about it.
I wouldn't expect you to be.
Yeah,
I
it
wouldn't
looks cool.
expect you to be.
I don't know, man.
I got a couple that I think you might be sold on.
Yeah, this
But
doesn't sound like a Tyler or a Jack show. Yeah,
no,
just doesn't. Yeah, no.
no. The show that
Yeah.
Jack, I think the one that you were talking about was a Livid Lady's Guide to Getting Even.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one seems very may I ask one final thing esque.
Well, okay.
Like, Edwin, if you
I
look
don't
into
remember
it, I
seeing
think it
that
might
one.
make you this.
Now, there's one that actually reminds me of what's it called? The one that Jack, I'm pretty sure Jack and maybe Edwin too. The Villainess, not the Villainess, the Saint, the Saint one.
The Saint that's it's like the Saint's overpowered or something.
Yeah, y'all remember that show, right? Like where it's like they made her go to the other kingdom or whatever. You know what I mean?
Two Perfect Saint.
Yeah, that
Two
one
Perfect Saint.
Yeah.
Perfect Saint.
So there's one kind of like that remind me of that. It's
Yep,
called Saved by the
I saw
Ice
that
Cold
one.
Princess Embrace.
Yep.
I seen that and I was like, man, that kind of really sounds like Two Perfect Saint, except for it's probably got like a little bit of different twist on it, but it's literally almost the same. So
Okay.
Yeah, that one, and I saw another one where this girl, she was like the illegitimate daughter of like the king and his maid or something. And the mom, after the mom died, they wanted to ship the sister off that was like bullying her. And they was like, nah, we're not gonna ship you off. We're gonna ship off the good one instead and keep you here. That was like very. It felt very My Happy Marriagey, and again because it's like this girl
Oh, that's
dad
the
had an
same
affair.
one. That's the same one I
Yeah,
just talked about.
yeah. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It
Yeah.
feels very similar to like Two Perfect Sane, My Happy Marriage. Like the sister that was treated horribly, that's sent off, and this other person that everybody thinks is going to hate him embraces him, and their powers
Well,
awaken, and all sorts of crazy
that's
stuff.
kind of at this point that's kind of like a subgenre unto itself.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, you can
yeah.
either do it straight fantasy or you can do it isekai, but yeah, like that, like yeah, that's become like a whole the exiled whoever gets, like yeah,
Mhm. The exiled
when you get-
person, or the
yeah,
villainess slash exiled, like whatever. That
yeah.
does seems to be like very. It's starting to. This seems to be very popular now, and
What's the
we're
same
starting to see
vibe as
more
like
of them.
yeah, but it's the same. It's kind of like the same coin. The other side of the coin is like kicked out of the heroes party. Kind of
Yeah,
like like yeah, it's
yeah,
like two sides of that same coin. Yeah,
yeah. Exactly, exactly. It's like the female side of that coin.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. How many shows did you guys look? Because I got like between
I
15 and
looked
20 shows, and you
I
guys
looked at
are
all
like,
of them.
Yeah,
I know,
besides
apparently,
besides
because I'm like,
sequel,
oh,
besides sequels, like we mentioned in the last preview, like if there's ones that are, like you just can't
Mhm.
register with the title.
Yeah,
Fine, okay, I get it. But then there's ones that I'm surprised nobody's mentioned yet. You're like kind of like, okay, let me feel out the vibes. Like if nobody
yeah.
mentions it or even mention like seen it, I'll mention it eventually. Like this one,
Well, sometimes the titles just don't do anything for the show. Like
yeah,
with
yeah,
that one, which one? That that I am an inept villainous.
yeah.
That
Mhm.
title doesn't do anything for that show at all.
Nothing, nothing.
Like you watch it, like how are we gonna like like how, at least with Apothecary Diaries, it gives you like a funny thing, like a funny play on the Princess Diaries, and then they throw Apothecary, because they
Mhm.
could have called it the Villainous Diaries, or the non-villainous diaries, or whatever you want to say. But like sometimes the titles just they don't do anything for the show
Yeah,
because like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Like one title right off the bat I'm looking at right now is "I Want to Love You Till the Dying Day." Like those are like
I've
the
yeah.
seen that.
generic ones too, not
I
just like
wrote,
the
yeah.
next
I wrote
sequel
that. I
ones
want
too.
that one down too, but
Yeah, that looks like, like I don't know, high school of the damned for gunslinger girls.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and
oh
then
no.
there's
Yeah.
super misleading ones, and this is the one I saw.
which seemed another one that seemed like a Licore's Recoil kind of like rip off type thing.
Yeah, but with
Yeah.
girl love tossed in for like
I
yeah.
mean, you could argue that Chisato and what's her face was kind of girl lovish.
Yeah, yeah,
I,
it's more like
it definitely
yeah,
leans.
Yeah,
yeah,
it leans. It gives
Yuri
undertones of
bait.
it.
Yuri bait.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
So
bait. I think bait
yeah,
is a
yeah.
great word for it.
we'll go with that because it's like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like buddy cop. And
Mm,
and you know how people love to like play with the homoeroticism when it comes to
yeah, yeah,
80s buddy cop stuff. It's like, the Lethal Weapon movies. Oh, they were secretly in love. No,
yeah.
no, they weren't. No. Oh, they hugged once. I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. Okay, come on. It's two guys. They almost died. It's like, of course they hugged. It's like, what do you want me to say? Yeah. Oh, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, they play it up, man. They play it up. Oh man. But yeah,
Here,
that
funny,
was
Um,
funny
that, that
side story. Funny side story. Like I told, like Danny Glover's going to be at Fan Expo, right? And I told
hmm
Christine, I was like, "Oh, look, Danny Glover's going to be at Fan Expo," and she was like, "Oh, I hate him." And I was like, "Why? Why would you hate Danny Glover?" It's all because of the color purple.
Yeah,
He
he
was
was
like,
an
he
ass
was
one.
he was too
Yeah,
convincing in that. He's too convincing in
yeah,
that.
okay.
super abusive.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
but
then she believes in like some conspiracy that he's secretly Donald Glover's dad. and she doesn't like Donald Glover. And so these two things, she's like, no, I hate him. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
He
he
was
was
too
really rough in that
convincing.
movie.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was bad, but like he was too convincing to her.
Okay.
But I'm like, Lethal Weapon,
Predator 2.
Lethal Weapon,
Predator 2, man. Predator 2.
Predator 2. Yeah, Predator 2.
Yeah.
Like this dude has classics.
I would say that in the Predator movies, Danny Glover is more of a badass than anybody else. If you take the
Yes.
totality of the Predator movies, Danny Glover is the biggest badass in all of those movies,
Yeah.
hands down.
Yeah.
Even more of a badass than Arnold. I'm sorry.
He is. He is.
Yeah.
That's side note though.
Yeah.
Gotta love some predators. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of predators, sorta. My next show is gonna be Kaiju Girl Caramelize.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
So it's
I had
sort of
that
on
one
the
written down.
same veins as that, right? It's a kaiju,
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
cute, a cute kaiju girl or whatever. So, but yeah, apparently this is a romance and a signing too. So about a kaiju girl named Caramelize. I'm not sure. But
Mhm.
basically she's shy. She's an isolated high school girl whose life is turned upside down after she befriends the popular and kind-hearted Arata. As she begins to develop feelings for him, she discovers a rather unusual problem. Her emotions literally transform her into a giant kaiju. The more embarrassed, flustered, or love struck she becomes, the more monstrous features she sprouts. And when her feelings reach their peak, she unleashes her full gigantic form. Blending rom com with over the top monster mayhem, this series follows her as she navigates first love, self acceptance, and the chaos that comes from being a teenage girl whose crush could accidentally level a city. As her feelings for him grow stronger, so does the question: can he see past the monster and accept the girl underneath? So obviously peak. There's not much more I can say about it. I want to love this show. It looks really good. Light Films is doing it. Big fan of it. I'm not a huge kaiju fan, but like kaiju number 8 was okay. But this show, I think I'm gonna love it. I think I'm gonna love it. So,
Yeah.
is it
The
on any
Girl
of
Scout.
y'all's radars?
No.
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
I saw it
No.
now.
I haven't
Mhm.
seen that one. Yeah.
I had it written down.
Okay. Well, I really think that y'all would enjoy it if you haven't written it down yet. Possibly. It seems like a
What's
cool
it called?
show. So,
What's it called?
Caramelize.
Kaiju. Yeah.
Kaiju Girl Caramelize or
Caramelize.
something like that.
Caramelize, something like that.
Caramelizing the kaiju. Nom, nom, nom.
Kaiju Girl Caramel. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Mhm.
Well, those ribs are Kai, so
Kaiju
caramelizing.
Girl. That'll
Yeah,
that'll
Kaiju
make it
Girl.
work.
It's like the chain smoking cat. This is the Kaiju Girl. She literally like when her feelings get too big, she starts turning into a bigger herself. It's just a kaiju form.
Like
Mhm.
So,
Mount Lady from My
yeah.
Hero. There you go.
But yeah, that's my second most anticipated. I figured I would do that one kind of fast. That way Jack can go because I
Mhm.
think he's got to leave really soon. So
Yeah, I just have
What do
one.
you got?
Like this is kind of like the ether of like what I did with last preview as well. Like the one that I'm surprised nobody's mentioned yet. I was trying to play, and for last season I did Snowball Earth for that. For this one, I'm doing Draw This Then Die.
the one that Jamaal mentioned earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah, I seen
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Because that one threw me off for a loop because I thought it would be like kind of like a murder mystery because of the title. Nope,
Mm-hmm.
it's a straight up girl
Yeah.
trying to be a mangaka. It's pretty much like Zenshu.
Yeah, I don't
I
think this is
agree.
gonna be an isekai though. I think this is gonna be straight up like
No.
what's that one thing called It kind of reminds me of the laid back camp adjacent one.
Mono or
Mono. Yeah, Mono. It kind of
Mono.
reminds me of like Mono vibes, except for like mangaka sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a way.
That's a good observation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking like Zenshu just for the manga. Love and appreciation.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one. What was the one from like?
There's the
fall
mangaka's
or winter
work.
season? The
Wasn't it like
mangaka's
mangaka's
magical world
workplace
or
or
some.
some shit?
Yeah, the
But that was more
mangaka's
like
wonderful world.
comedy.
Yeah, that was
I
more
don't know.
comedy centric.
This one feels like a look into like the kind of like Mono. Like I said, Mono was like a look into like the photograph and like photography and like manga, things and stuff like that. I feel like that's gonna be kind of like what this is, kind of like a look into like the world of manga, like in I don't know. It seems cool. Like
that mangaka one, what it did the same thing after a while, but those first couple episodes were like so heavily comedy influenced. It was kind of a turnoff. I almost dropped it, but it got like better and more interesting as we went on because you got to see like the relationship between her and publisher and the illustrator for the covers, and it got more into the just the daily life of a mangaka. But this one seems like a more serious take.
Yeah, and
possibly.
I was trying to lead with one of our topics with the titles, like the ones that throw you off. That one for sure.
Yeah,
It did, yeah.
I agree.
But Edwin, what was that one? It was a random show. Like the premise was like this girl from another planet becomes a manga assistant. We reviewed it.
It's
man.
a girl from another planet.
Yeah, from another dimension or something like that, and she becomes a mangaka assistant. Like mangaka stories in general, kind of like I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like.
Oh yeah, that one was really weird though, dude.
Yeah.
Because like she was a princess.
Yes.
Like she was from like this group of aliens who had an island on Earth, and it was protected, and like this was her chance to go out into the world because she loved manga, and she's gonna go live with dude, and he's gonna teach her how to be, she's gonna learn from her favorite magnica,
Yeah.
and like yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Can I remember the title? It had a pretty generic title, so
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
But that's my thing. I was trying to get it because like the mangaka thing is kind of like its own. Like, I'm still like even I wasn't that crazy about Zenshu. Like it kind of like its own self universe kind of thing, self aware universe. I've yet to see like one that goes through a line. Like there's like Paranoid Agent. There's where they do make fun of the industry. That's fine and dandy, but it's more like no, like a self-aware manga making about manga kind of thing. There's yet to be one that kind of hits that line. I hope this one does. It really looks like it's straight up point A, point B synopsis with that.
Yeah, I mean, they usually there's a bunch of different ways they usually play this. Like, what's the one about? Well, no, I was thinking about the video game developer show.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like they'll play it cutesy, or they'll play it like manic, like that one from the one from like 2 seasons ago, where the lady's freaking out because she's like it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
And she's
there you
wondering.
go. That one too. That one too. Yes.
Yeah, and then there's so they play it in a bunch of different ways. Like there's this one from this season where like the guy next door is he's drawing manga, he's creating manga,
I missed
and
that
like he's creating like her favorite manga. Oh, it's so stupid. So
what's it called?
I blanked on it. I wish I had my Crunchyroll app open. So what is it called? Something like please come in or something like that. So like her neighbor essentially tears
Is
down
that
the
that
wall.
Welcome Home one or whatever or nah?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
Like
that's the one.
Welcome Home or she's like a maid or some shit or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she's just like she's got a job and like she loves her favorite anime, and then she finds out that her neighbor is the he's the one drawing the manga of her like favorite show, and yeah, he lives next door, and one day he just tears a hole in the wall, and then he's just yeah he's just coming over all the time, and so her neighbor does the same thing. Hold on, guys, I gotta
That's
move to
fun.
another room. Yeah, give me a
That's
second.
funny. Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
check.
Yeah, that one went right past me. I didn't even
Yeah,
see
no,
that.
I'll try to check that one out.
one of the funny things is that her other neighbor does the same thing.
It's a thing in that neighborhood, I guess.
Yeah, so she's got two guys who are just dropping by for like breakfast or lunch, and it's like one of them's pretending to be her boyfriend so that the other guy doesn't get any ideas. But then the guy pretending to be her boyfriend, he's getting some ideas. So
Okay. Um.
then
So
you take
Jack,
her.
do you have any? I don't know how much longer you got, but do you have anything
Yeah.
else you want to talk about before you go?
Sadly, I will watch the sequels. I will watch 100 Girlfriends Who Really Like You. I will watch Going Tonight. I will try to watch Elusive Samurai as much as I can. And yes, like Rent a Girlfriend last season, I will watch Tensei. I'm down the lazy river watching that show. I call it the lazy river. Where okay, this is Mushoku Tensei. Where my friends are drifting apart, and I'm just still down the river watching this glorious mess of a show.
You know what's funny? Like the way that you felt about Edwin and I for watching Slime this season,
Yes,
that's how I feel about Mushoku Tensei.
yes.
I don't know how you made it through. And you get I'm like, and no matter how much we say, like, no, Slime's better this season, you're still like, mm-mm.
And
That's
ironically,
That's me with Mushoku Tensei.
yeah,
Like,
and ironically, that was our first episode, all three of us together.
yeah,
Mushoku Tensei and Slime.
yeah.
I'm Team Tensei.
It is funny
It's
how we're here now. Between
it's
both
like
of the
Romeo and
shows, we're
Juliet.
like,
Yeah,
I mean, the bad thing is though is like I said that I didn't want to. I said I wasn't gonna watch Mushoku Tensei, but like
it's going to
I'm
end up
not
on a
sure.
rundown.
I'm not sure yet. No, it's not gonna be on the rundown. No, I think we already got a rundown figured out.
Okay.
But you know, I think I like it's a show that's good, but also trash. Like
Yeah.
it's good because like of what it brings to the table for the fantasy world. If it was actually like if it actually had a better main character and like a better like uh romance side of things or whatever,
Mm,
like if it wasn't for that, like it would be such a good fantasy. Like it's like literally game changer fantasy, and like
yeah.
It technically is, sadly, but in its own weird way. In its
yeah. I mean,
own weird way.
it's one of those
like
things like if you're not
yeah,
watching it, you're missing out on some of the greatest moments of fantasy. I feel like, but you also have to, in order to get to those greatest moments of fantasy, you have to watch the bullshit rent a girlfriend bullshit. You know what I mean?
Oh, for speaking of Slime, Slime is also doing one of their things, right?
Mm,
Huh?
Okay, so
what?
it's like the third
no,
part.
no, yeah. I don't think it's going to be this season though.
Okay,
But
weird.
yeah, they're splitting up season 4 into like 4 cores over the next couple years.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
I thought it
just
was
noticed that you're wearing your Making Drugs shirt.
Yeah, yeah, making drugs.
Jason
Now,
as well.
I just noticed that. It's so cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably watch Mushoku Tensei. As bad as I hate to say,
All
as
right,
many
good,
times as I said I would.
good,
Oh, I
good. We're
got
tied.
to.
I have allegiance.
I may look, man. I still haven't watched the last couple episodes of the last season, so like I don't know. I'm on the fence with it.
I'll
I'm
just have to
really
get
on the
over it.
fence
You
with
know what I
it.
mean? Because like some of the best action, man. Like some of the best fights, some of the best action, some of the best
Yeah,
fantasy elements that's out there right now is from Mushoku Tensei. It's just
but
that
you
you
know
have
what the
to
worst part about that is? They give us
Rudy.
less and less of it. Like we got a lot more of that in the first couple of seasons. Even like as Edwin says all the time, even during the opening, like you got a lot of world building and stuff in there, and then like it it went less from the fantasy aspect and more into the male fantasy aspect.
I mean, you
You know
never
what I
know.
mean?
I mean, you never know what route it's going to take, though. Like, if I feel like if I don't watch it, then I might miss out on some great shit. Even though you have to suffer
Yeah,
through Rudy.
yeah.
But
You
I
have to
mean,
suffer
No,
through Rudy.
no, I'm not. I'm not suffering for Rudy. I just sometimes you just want to grab the writers and say, "Look, man, I understand that you're Japanese. I understand that you have all these influences, but god damn it, man, stop!" It's like we don't need a high school arc.
you was
No,
We
almost
don't need a
there, man. You was almost there.
we
no,
don't need
You
a
was
harem.
this
You
close.
know, we don't need panty worship. We don't
no.
need these things.
We don't
Like
need
we
we
don't
don't
a
need them.
we
we
don't
don't
need
need
the
a
Wait,
ED arc.
EDR. Yeah, we don't need a EDR arc.
Yeah,
now look.
we don't need incest.
Now look.
We don't need you to almost take advantage of your aunt or whoever she was.
Look. He almost got with his wife's grandmother, so don't even. But
And his
look,
cousin and
this
the
is a
what's that,
like look, dude,
whatever.
you need to let that look, let that
Rudy's
stuff
piece of
go.
shit.
Yeah,
Let that stuff go because this is a medieval fantasy show. And I don't know how many times we got to talk. I got to bring up Game of Thrones for this
emphasis on
argument.
mid.
I'm not doing it anymore. But what I will say is the ED arc, if they had handled that better, that could have actually been like something deep and meaningful. But because it's
Yeah.
Rudy and he's an idiot, it just became like the laughing joke. It became
Mhm.
like a joke among the community where it's like, but like because it's not like it's not ED. He's not
Right.
having ED. He's in love with somebody,
Like
Yeah.
and
might
he's
be a
like
boy or girl. Yeah.
he's realizing like fuck, like I'm actually having an emotion here. Like I'm not just he's not just like sitting in his room looking at dolls and porn. He's like shit. I'm actually having an emotion here and
Mhm.
it's messing me up and it's making me think about being and instead of like most normal people where it's like shit I gotta be more serious like it's like wait shit should I go find Eris or not should I like like let me go find her she ran away instead of like moping and worshiping like what's her face why
Or
don't I go
actually
find
maybe.
Eris why don't I make that my quest but no
Don't worry, I'm
it's
sure she's
Rudy.
coming back.
Oh yeah she's
She's
got to
coming
come
back.
back
Yeah,
yeah
She's
she
coming back.
previewed it.
she's
Yeah,
got to come back 'cause-
yeah. I think they previewed something
I mean, it's
that's
yeah
coming
all of
back.
them. All of them's gonna be in his harem guild.
No, but I said
Yep.
this. I said this the first season. I said he's going to end up with a harem, and it's going to
Yeah.
make me mad. And Edwin tried to talk me off the ledge. He tried.
Well,
He
Jamaal,
tried.
man, like you can jump off the ledge now because not only was he gonna have a harem, he's gonna have a flock of kids, bro. It's like
Yeah.
And
he's
it's out
gonna,
his sister's kids and his mom's kids and
you know,
his
and
maid's
like,
kids, and he's just gonna have a whole big old family. And
And
that's
well,
that's
he
the
used to
thing that
mess with us
scares
on.
me. That's the thing that scares me about the show because it's like he's
Well,
taking in the other kids, and it's just like, are you looking at the kids like that too? Like,
well,
are we going to
like
yeah,
go there?
I'm gonna
this
leave
is
Because they
literally.
did play
I'm
with
gonna
it a
leave
little bit.
literally because of that. I'm gonna leave
They
literally.
did.
Oh,
They
I
that's my
did
wish
play.
you
shit.
I'm
They
did.
did
out.
play
Epic
with the idea that
sayonara.
See you, dude.
Sayonara.
they did tease that a bit. We ran Jack off.
Look, man, I'm not even gonna contemplate what Rudy's capable of. I don't want to know. That's like I don't want to know. I just you know like Tyler said, just give me the dragon give me the battles like with his dad and the dragon to save the mom. Just give me that stuff. Just
That was
keep
some of the
giving me
best
that
shit
stuff.
you ever seen, bro.
That
You
was
know
one of
what
the
I
best
mean?
fights of the
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like
I
when they
mean, it's
do.
sad. It's
Yeah.
sad that you have to go through all this other shit that could be good. It could be good to
It could be good.
get to that stuff.
But that's what
it's
we
just
had to deal with. We had to
the
go through
anime.
all of that crap. We had to go through the ED arc. We had to go through the high school arc. We had to go through the
Yeah.
panty training. We had to go through the slavery. We had to go
I
through
love-
all of this stuff to get to this one really awesome fight. And they gave you like one slight glimmer of hope when he saw his dad and they had their little conversations and you're like,
It's like he might
maybe.
change. He might grow up.
Maybe, and then he
And
went
then he's like,
right
"Oh
back
wait,
to it. He went right back to it.
Roxy, baby girl,
And
Roxy, baby girl,
that
comfort
made
me, girl." I don't
that made
know.
Jack so mad, which is why I'm surprised he's watching this because it made him so mad
It
because
did.
he
It
was
did.
livid because he was
I
like
got a
they made
wife and
Roxy.
kid at home, but only you can do for me right now.
It wasn't even what he was mad because he's like they made Roxy into a side chick. And he was so mad about that. I don't know how he got through it because we didn't.
I was so mad about that. I'm
He
still
was-
mad about that. I'm still mad because Roxy was a good girl, and
Roxy's awesome.
and Elfie is too,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
her name is. I forget her name now because it's been so long. I think it's Elfie, right?
It's
Well,
something.
this
It's
show.
not Elfie. It's something close, I think.
That's
Sylphie.
Wistoria, right?
Sylphie.
Sylphie, yeah. So you got Sylphie, which I'm a huge fan of, and you got Roxy, who is a pretty decent character, and you managed to ruin both of them in like 3 episodes.
Yep.
In the same season,
So-
his long lost first love and his long lost second love, he's reunited with and married.
I just don't get it.
In one season.
Who knew this
Oh.
show was going to be Sister Wives? I mean, like nobody knew.
I
Nobody knew
did.
it was going to be Sister
I
Wives.
did. We knew it.
Yep.
We knew it. We tried to resist it.
Wait. So is this Sister Wives or is this a cult show, Jamaal?
Both.
Which one do you think it is? It's a cult.
I mean, some people would say Sister Wives was a cult.
Yeah, that's true. And so now Rudy's running his own cult. And I mean, in life, like there's the one that got away. There's your
Yeah.
first love. There's your first love. Hopefully, it's not your cousin, the way it is with Rudy. but there's the one that got away. Which is Roxy, and then there's Sylphie, the childhood friend. The childhood. So, but he's just like getting with everybody. So
And there's
I don't
no
even
telling
know.
who else is gonna come around. Because there
Yep.
was that one girl from that high school arc, the magic school arc, where it's like, is she gonna come back?
What is that? The princess lady?
Something
Was he
like
vibing
that.
with her too?
Yeah. I think so.
Bro, there's literally no I don't even. There's no telling. Like
There's
there's
no
literally no
limits.
telling, bro.
There's no
Well, there
limits
was
to
the chick from that.
debauchery and depravity that he would go to.
Well, it's the chick from that town too that he couldn't get it up for. I mean,
Yes,
like
yes, yeah, her too.
she might
too.
pop up too.
Oh, the party, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Anna or something. I don't remember her
Yeah.
name.
I mean, she
Yeah.
might show up and forgive him, and then try to kill him, and like
I mean,
I don't know.
the door's open now. He's already
Yep.
introduced. Like whoever comes in now has to be okay with the situation.
Yep.
Because the two main ones are okay with the situation. So,
Yeah, and if Eris pops up again, he's gonna be like, "Oh, look,
That's going to be
my
another
first
wife.
time. She was my first
I
time, so
guarantee-
I gotta marry her too because
that's
she's got
next
my
season.
kid."
Don't worry, I guarantee
Yeah.
it.
That's
Yep.
next season, along with I don't know who else. Who else? The muscle lady, the muscle beast lady. That was his
Yeah,
teacher
right.
for a minute.
His grandma
His grandma.
or Sophie's
He was
grandma.
he was
Oh no, like I
unsuccessful
said,
with her the first time,
Yep.
so it might be again.
unfortunately, I'm probably gonna watch Mushoku Tensei just because, like, it's great in some ways. It's just horrible in most ways. So
You have
I
to
don't
get
know.
through the horrible
I
to get
mean,
to the
you
great.
know, it is what it is. I mean, you know, it's like it's a power fantasy to the most. You know, it's a really well written. You know, like it's like Tyler said. There's just it's the grandfather of isekai for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it has
Me,
these like yeah, it has these epic elements to it. You know, and we saw that too, and we talked about this, and that's why it's like I was full into the show until like it started to the cracks started to show up, and you just couldn't be like you couldn't ignore what was happening anymore. But even then, I mean, like there's the other girl who got isekai'd. Like there are things that you want to figure out and you want to know, and it's like and you want to see what happens
we probably won't
because
get
Mm-hmm.
that because he's
yeah,
too focused on the harem shit.
But
yeah.
that's the
So
worst part is like we're going to get it at some point, but this harem building has taken precedent over everything.
Well, it
Like
could be
like
like well with like Jack and you know, the time I got reincarnated as a slime. I mean, we got you know we got half a season that was just a snooze fest of meetings, and
Mhm.
now we've had this season that, while a little uneven, I think it got back to where it needed to be,
Yeah,
and we might see
absolutely.
that. Yeah, we might see that with Mushoku Tensei, where we get an entire season of just like you know like world building and battles and adventures. You know, we might get like 5 or 6 episodes where it's like, man, this is great. And then the second half of the season, well, it's like, well, now Eris is in the crew too. You know, it's like,
But that's
know,
the thing, like
yeah,
it's never going to get to where we wanted to get to because you have to have the storyline of his wives and kids now. You
yeah. Well, I
have
mean,
to.
well,
So
it might
like
be
you're
that.
never going to be able to go back to
Well, you know, Rudy's
just the
kind of a
fantasy.
dick too. Rudy's kind
Kind
of a
of,
dick too.
kind of.
Well, I think we're going to end up with him alone at the end point. You
No,
know, I don't
absolutely
think.
not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. He's not going to end up alone.
Well, we're talking long term because we've seen him as an older man, as an older mage. And I think, well, I'm hoping that a lot of the shit blows up in his face. I mean, we've argued about this before where you said it won't blow up in his face. And I hope that someday it does and he's left all alone, you know?
Edwin,
it
that's the
serves him
glimmer
right.
of hope
What I'm
that you
saying
have
is
been
that
holding me to since the episode that we did covering this show. You said,
well,
no, it's okay because there's
what I'm
always
saying,
consequences to what he's done. You've been telling me this since the first time we talked about it, and he's now at the point of having 2 wives. So it's
yeah,
not blowing up in his face.
he's probably going to have 3 or 4 more. But what I'm saying, the point that I'm trying to make is that like with other anime where we get things where it's like that wasn't too strong, that wasn't too good. You know, I think we're gonna get, I think there's an ebb and flow to it where we're gonna get some good stuff, but then we're gonna get some bad stuff. And we might get an entire another season of bad shit. And then like at the end, like Tyler said, it's like, oh, we'll get some epic battle that will like kind of save the show, kind of won't, but like we'll keep watching. And I mean, I didn't even finish this last season.
Me neither.
So it's like, yeah. So it's like I got to decide whether I want to go back, and it's like, Jack, I don't know how Jack is just like, yeah, I'm doing it. It's like with all the other good stuff that we have to watch. So let's see what happens, man.
Yeah, I mean it's the only thing we can do. So whose turn is this? Is it yours, Edwin? I think, right?
I
I
think
think
I
so.
covered everything that because I covered Smoking Behind the Supermarket. I
Mhm.
covered Ghost in the Shell. I do want to see that Red River that
Mm-hmm.
Jack said was his boom or bust. Because like I've always wanted to watch Vinland Saga, and this kind of gives me the same vibe. And so, but there's a lot of seasons of that. I figure if I get in on this Red River at the beginning, I can keep pace with it. Yeah.
Plus it's a shojo. We
Mm-hmm.
gotta check out the shojos. We gotta support the shojos. So
Yep. Yep.
um
Yeah.
I got a couple more.
Mhm.
One of them
Well, I
is
mean,
Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky.
Yeah,
I don't know.
okay.
Sign of Affection too. Yeah, I had that one written down.
Well, sorta, except for this is, she's blind. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Okay.
it's an adult cast drama romance, and basically like the girl is blind and the guy, uh, like I think she has like a dream of like setting off fireworks or
Yeah,
something one
she
day.
loves fire. Yeah, she wants to set off fireworks.
Yeah,
And the
and
guy is like, why would you want to do that when you can't see it? And yeah.
yeah, like it's a lot of like I guess give and take, trying to figure each other out, like trying to figure out
Mhm.
how their relationship is gonna work when they're different. Kind of like Sign of Affection, like
Mhm.
there's I swear there's like another show, but maybe not. I don't know. But anyways, Sayori Hiyami is the main character in this, the female main character. So just so you know.
We know why Tyler's watching it. We
Well,
know.
I was watching it before that because like the blind aspect of it, like the blind
Yeah,
aspect and like the romance and adult cast and all that stuff. Like
yeah, they're
it's a
college
show that
kids.
literally screams me. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
but then you add Sayori Hiyami as like the main character, and I watched the trailer and like it's pretty good. So I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never heard of the studio behind this, but it's good enough. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it looks
um,
fine. It looks fine.
yeah.
It sounds
I
like a
think
good.
it's
It sounds like a good premise. Yeah.
Studio Marcaria. I ain't never heard of
Okay.
them before, so
And
um
I'm always down for an adult romance because, sometimes like this season, I think all the slice of life romances have been pretty good, but
mhm.
that doesn't always work out. And like I'd like to like, and you always enjoy a show that like shows people at a different point in their life. Like the high school shows are always good, but they've always followed the same kind of pattern
Yeah,
where
Mhm.
it's
there's
like,
obviously
yeah.
like tropes and themes, and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So,
Well, even
but
just
yeah,
like this season, they've had the summer they've all had the summer bathing suit episode. They've all
mhm.
had the festival episode.
Festival,
Yeah. So I mean, depending on the show, whether you enjoy it or not, these episodes can be like make or break because
mhm.
it's like, okay, like how are they going to handle like,
The same old, same old. How are they gonna put a
right.
spin on it that makes it
Yeah.
feel like their own, even though everyone does it? So,
Yeah. Like what
but
was it? The show that I used to troll Jamal with. You can't be in a relationship
Yeah,
with
with
your
yeah.
your
childhood
childhood
best
friend,
friend. Yeah,
yeah,
like there was like when they did their swimsuit episode, it was like there was half nude. It was like the amount of fan service in that thing was like off the charts. So that's why I really like the way that actually the way this is kind of odd. I really like the way the Invisible Man and his soon to be wife handled that kind of
mhm.
thing. But
I love this
you
show.
get, yeah,
Me
you
too.
get the more adult version of like, oh hey, we're gonna go into the mountains, we're gonna barbecue, and like, you get like I love the joke about like why he's wearing a shirt. He's like, because you can
Yeah,
see it in my pictures, if I'm not like, and that was really like that was a really cool joke that you wouldn't have gotten like unless like the show set that joke up, and it's
yeah,
like, oh cool, and it's like that's what it is watching shows where it's like everybody's an adult, and you don't have to worry about like, oh, okay, I don't have to worry about this stuff. It's like, yeah,
It's also like one of the reasons I really gravitate towards the adult romance. It's kind of like Can You Keep a Secret? That was a really good one. Like there's one that I really hope that we get an adaptation for is like Sweat and Soap. I really hope that we get
okay,
one for that sometime or another because like I feel like that's like one of my favorite like adult romance shows that I've read, and I think like Smoking Behind the Supermarket with you, like I think that's up there now too, even though I haven't like got the full like scope of it or whatever, but I think that it can be, and that's just how good like Sweat and Soap is, and like I'm surprised that we haven't gotten like any kind of like announcement or adaptation announcement or anything like that for that, because it's such a good show. It's such a good manga. It's such a good adult, romance. So it's so real, So but
I
yeah,
blame.
definitely looking forward to this
Yeah,
one. So
I blame Isekai. I really do blame Isekai
it's got
because
to
I think
be,
that
yeah.
so many of them get adapted. Like the ones that are getting adapted this season, I recognize a few of them. And it's just like, man, dude, like they kind of flood the zone. Like the
I would,
good, bad, and the like, yeah.
I think I would want like Cloverworks to handle Sweat and Soap. I feel like they would
Okay,
do a
yeah,
really
there
good
you go.
job with that.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
But
but
that's why you want something like Smoking Behind the Supermarket to
to be
be
successful,
successful,
yeah,
because then you
yeah,
will get more stuff like that. You know,
yeah.
yeah.
even though I hate the show.
Yeah, even though he hates the show.
Jamal,
I'm glad he
man,
admitted it now. I'm gonna clip that.
yeah,
So let me
yeah.
write that down in my
Jamal,
notes. Jamal hates the show at
yeah,
2 hours. Okay. Okay. My
yeah. At
last
the 2 hour
one,
mark.
yeah. My last one, I guess that I'm gonna mention, and then I'll let Jamal finish it up before we like list our sequels. I guess we can
Mhm.
do. Is I got my eye on a show called Cat and the Dragon.
I wrote
Uh,
that one down too.
Yeah, so
yeah,
did
Cat
I.
and the
That
Dragon.
was another banger bust
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah. So this is
yeah.
from Studio OLM. It's labeled as a fantasy, but basically, it's about a dragon that is raised by a cat
Sure.
as one of its own, and like it has to you basically just watch it be raised and how it grows up and how it acts, and like it's just really cute. It looks really cute, and I think there's like some tension later on where like the dragon has to come to grips with um like the cat being friendly with humankind when the dragon's like mom, family, parents, or something like that got hunted by humankind, and they kind of got to like come to like the grip of like, how do we get past this? Like how can I be friends with something that killed my people, or whatever, killed my family? Even though you're my, family now, like how can I get past that? So I feel like it's gonna be feel like it's gonna. I feel like it's more in the boom and bust category too, but I'm definitely watching it, so it is what it is. I'll definitely try it out, but
It sounds like a good comfort anime.
except for the
I'm
part about the when it gets deeper into the human stuff or whatever. So
well,
but
you gotta have something. You
yeah,
can't.
I mean you don't have to, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to.
It usually makes the show better. To have some kind of drama.
It's
You
like
don't always. Yeah.
the magical like the demon princess, right? Demon King's prince daughter.
Yeah.
That didn't have much tension in it. It only had
Mm-mm.
like a 5 minute section of tension in it where like grandpa made her cry or whatever, and I
Yeah.
hated
Yeah.
the show at the time.
Wanted to beat the grandfather up. I'm like, how man, how could you do this to her? And I'm like, it's
Uh-huh.
not even her fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dad just went and accidentally made, it's not her fault the way she is the way she is.
Yeah, she
The
just
dad just the dad wanted the dragon to be evil and like, you know, you know, Doe was like the side, like the side
Good
effect or
side. Yeah.
like the byproduct. And it's like it's not her fault. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely in the must protect category.
Yeah. That she's front runner. She's front
Pretty
runner,
Mhm.
much.
dog.
Yeah,
She's
with those
front. What?
songs, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She's front runner. I got a few written down, but she's front runner for sure.
I guarantee we won't even see her because nobody watched it. So, but
Yeah,
Nobody cares. We
yeah,
don't care about what anybody else
yeah,
thinks.
no,
For
yeah,
us,
it's
yeah.
dope.
for the
Yeah.
real ones, it's gonna be
Uh,
dope.
so Jamal, what do you got left? You got a couple left, or you got
Yeah, I'll
one?
throw a
Any?
couple out there. Um, the Grow Up Show,
Huh?
Sunflower Grow Up Show, Sunflower Circus.
Oh,
It's
I
an
seen that
original.
one. Yeah.
So it's an original from A1 Pictures. So in Japan during the height of its economic boom in the mid 1950s, the circus was a form of entertainment that became a central part of many people's lives. The best troops are permitted to participate in the world-renowned Circus Collection Festival, and many come from all over Japan to compete daily. And it's basically just about a struggling troupe and some new prodigy that joins their ranks and whether they can survive. But it's an original, and again, this is one of those things where it's like at the end of the year we're gonna have categories for originals. I gotta watch some originals, and circus isn't something that you really see a lot of stuff about. So I'm like kind of interested to see like the ins and outs of the circus.
You have to let me know
I'm
how it goes because, like, I'm not sold on that one at all. So,
I'm not necessarily sold on it. Like I said, it's like that's basically what the bottom of this list is for me. Like shows that I need to watch to fill my categories, which
you're a
is
better
like
man than I am.
I gotta do it. Like I can't complain about Crunchyroll and the nominees not watching enough and then not watch enough. Right. So like I have to do this. I'll embark on this journey. Um but I think it could be all right. I think it could be all right. Um Maybe. I don't it's not going to reach medalist levels. It definitely
No,
won't reach
no, no,
those
no.
levels for me. But if you can make following this struggling
Trope.
troupe in the circus,
Yeah.
interesting, I could get behind that. And it's set in the 50s. I'm partial to like historical pieces. So there's that. And then The Forsaken Saintess and her foodie road trip in another world. I gotta watch that for the food.
Food category. Yeah.
Yeah, for the food category. I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. Um she's like reincarnated in the world as a saint, but I think she kind of like sucks at it or something. So she just kind of goes around camping and stuff and,
Eating.
and eating
Yeah.
food. I like it, kind of like that Food Maid one from this season, except not
Mm-hmm.
like an isekai. And I know Jack like is into that show. So that one. And then the last one was recommendation from Mr. Iwamoto.
I seen that one. Yeah. I didn't really care vibe with what the summary was. I don't think.
It's uh this is a thing where like if it wouldn't have had the like supernatural aspect to it, I think I'd probably be behind it more.
Yeah. I
Um
don't know. Yeah.
yeah, because he's kind of like investigating. He's kind of like investigating like paranormal activity that's going on.
It just didn't
But
catch me. You know what I mean?
yeah, but it's like he's under like he's like in the army or like under the direction of the army, but he's like investigating paranormal activities and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like, if this was just like a straight historical piece, I probably enjoy it more. But throwing the paranormal stuff in there, I'm kind of like, I don't know. But like I
That
said,
sounds like
these
a Jack.
are.
That sounds like a Jack show.
It sounds, and that's kind of like why I kind of wrote it down. Um, it sounds like it go either way. Like if it could become like if it could be like, how a Full Metal Alchemist they were like dogs in the military. So if you have the characters like that, like he's a dog in the military, but in like that like Sword of the Demon Hunter type world, I could get jiggy with that. But again, these are all boomer bust for me. So I'm not my expectations aren't very high, but I'm like it could be something. That's all I got.
You have to let me know.
I don't think you'll end up watching it either way, but I'll
I
let you
don't
know.
think so. Yeah, I don't think so. But you
I
never
don't. I
know,
don't think
man.
so.
It could like go crazy, But I
It
doubt it.
could, but I doubt. I don't. I doubt it. Again, like I said from the beginning, this is very top heavy season for me. Like the top shows, I think are going to be great, and then I think you got a lot of boomer bust candidates that who knows if they're going to deliver or not. I don't know.
One more show before we like list our sequels that we're gonna be watching.
Mhm.
I gotta give a shout out to because it is a Sayori Hayami show too. The Ogre's Bride. I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch
Mhm.
this or not, but because it seems like a little like
He's
I don't
going to
know,
watch it.
it's way down on my list. It's way down on my maybe list.
I wrote it down
And
too. But like I said, they're
I just
all
don't
like
know.
I don't. That's my feeling about it. All of
This
the stuff I wrote down, I'm just like,
so this kind of feels like Barbarian Princess
hmm
and Witch Watch sort of too, because Witch Watch had the ogre and the witch or whatever
yes,
trope shit.
that's
This is
that.
kind of like the Barbarian's Bride in a way, because like the ogre just comes up and it's like, I'm gonna marry you, and that's all there is to it, and then they become a bride and groom and all this stuff, and it's like I don't know, like it's a lot, and it's just like it's very generic-y, and like the only reason why I put it on my list is because Sayori Hayami was
I
in
know.
it as the main character, and I'm just like the female lead, and I'm just like I don't know if I want to watch it even with her in there or not, but we'll see. But
I was like, look, man, you got to give me something besides her. It's like it just can't just be
I
That's
get it, it's a romance, but come on now, make it a little interesting. You know what
that's
I
the
mean?
funny thing. I think they specifically did this for Tyler, and they were like, you know what?
we're
We
gonna
got
troll Tyler. We don't,
we
yeah.
don't know how this is going to work. What can we do to draw him in? Let's give Sayori Hayami the role. Let's give her the
It's
role.
the bad thing is it's not even like the bottom Sayori show, right? Like the bottom Sayori show for me is Draw This and Die. Like
Yeah.
that's I'm probably not watching that at all, even though she's in it. And like at
Mhm.
least this one has a chance of me watching it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. And
I don't know.
I think that speaks volumes about this season. Because
Yeah,
usually
Yeah.
it's like if there's a Sayori show, it's going to be up here for Tyler. And like
exactly.
we have a number of them, and he's just like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good like parallel for my feelings of this season.
I wonder
Yeah.
if the marketers sit there and think to themselves, it's summer. These kids are not going to be inside. They're not going to be watching this stuff. So let's just throw out everything we didn't do for like, winter and spring. Let's just throw it out there in the summer because they're not going to watch it
Yeah.
anyway. So it's like, but we need some content. So let's just throw it out there and boom.
I
And see
felt
that
that
Let's
way
keep going.
last year but then summer delivered. And it was
yeah,
fall
that's
that
the
was the one that was
thing.
weak.
So
Yeah.
it feels like usually summer is the weaker part
Yeah.
of the year and fall is usually a stronger part of the year. But last
Mhm.
year
Yeah.
they flopped it. They switched
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
maybe we're going back. Like maybe we're going kind of back to that. Except for like this year actually has been like a on a trend of being high anyways. Like this year is like just very high in general so far. So like maybe there won't be any down years, you know what I mean? Down seasons. So maybe it'll just all be like pretty high, but maybe some seasons will have like a clear bar where it drops off, you know what I mean? Whereas,
Mhm.
some seasons don't have that and some seasons do. So,
I'm just
um
interested to see why.
yeah, I
Because
don't
it's
know.
like here programming around things. It's like you do it in the summer, like people are out in the summer, but you're not like television isn't dominated by anything in the summer, right?
It's
But like
usually like
here,
you
if you're in
usually
the
try not to
fall,
do it, you
you're
know?
competing with the NFL in the fall. So it's
Yeah.
like you
Well,
don't want
yeah.
to put anything out then,
The
you
only
know?
thing we don't really have that structure anymore here. I
Right.
mean, when they release stuff on streaming, it's like you get to binge the entire thing whenever you feel like it. And then the only thing, like you said, the only thing really that people schedule around now is sports because that has an actual seasonal, like, it still has this seasonal thing where it's like, all right, now I'm watching football, or now I'm watching basketball, or now I'm watching baseball, or now I'm watching hockey. But shows don't really, I mean, we stream everything. So it's like,
We
we
still
don't
have
have,
it. I mean, we still have that because there's still plenty of people out there that have cable. And we got shows that drop every week. Your Abbott Elementaries or your NCISs or whatever. Like, there's still shows that pull in big numbers.
yeah.
But
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's not,
it's like you said, I could get it next day on Hulu or
yeah.
it going Paramount or whatever. So it's not that big of a deal. But we had to also consider, like, for us, this anime is like streaming, but in Japan, it's still being
It's
released
broadcast
on
television.
TV.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like if they do have to deal with those things of, all right, what's going on in this season? Is this a good time for us to release this? Like it seems like baseball is bigger over there because we're getting a lot of like Japanese imports in the major leagues now.
Yep.
So maybe it's like we don't want to schedule too much in the summer because you got baseball over there and live content is always going to be king. So it could be, I don't know if it's something like that or high tourism season or whatever it may be. I don't know. But it does seem like generally summer is like the weaker season, but it did seem like it flopped last year for whatever reason.
Mhm. Yeah,
But it
it
seems,
did those switcheroo on us.
yeah,
The summer
but
was
it,
hella good last year, and fall was
yeah,
like weak as hell. So
fall was pretty weak, but
yeah.
summer
Yeah.
was really good. But this one, it's like you said, Tyler. It seems like it's gone back to this summer, top heavy, but the bottom half seems a little shaky.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, as far as sequels go, I guess I'll just list what I'm gonna be watching because I do like Jamal was saying, it's pretty top heavy, and like most of the top heaviness comes from sequels.
Yep,
Yeah.
There's the finale for Bleach Thousand Year Blood War. We will
yep,
be watching that. It will be on
yeah.
the rundown. Spoiler
Oh, I knew
alert.
that. I knew that.
Because we've always did Bleach, so we can't
Yeah,
miss the finale, right? So um, you and I are polar opposites. Season 2, I will be watching that. One of my
Yeah.
favorite shows
of
from
course.
spring, I think it
Yeah.
Yeah,
was. So,
it
Clever
was.
Test Season 2, we'll be watching
Yeah.
that.
Of
Yeah.
So,
course,
really good show. Elusive Samurai, I'll be watching that as
I'll be
well.
watching that
Season
too.
2. Um, Mushoku Tensei, like I said, I'll probably be watching that. It's it is what it is. I'll probably watch it unless something just now. I'm not saying I'm gonna finish it, but I will watch
Right.
it. I may drop it. It may convince me to say, "Hey, I can't do this." It just
I'm never
depends.
going back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. There's also Lumiere, Magical Girl season 2 that's
Mhm.
coming out. Um, which is on Prime. I don't not a lot of people watched it, but it was a fun magical girl show. So, and then I got One Piece Heroines is also
Mhm.
coming out supposedly. So I'm gonna be interested in seeing that because it's a spin-off series of One Piece. So there's a few more too that I won't be watching, but I'm gonna wait till y'all say y'all's first. That way, I don't know if y'all are watching them or not. So.
Well,
Probably.
I'm definitely going to be watching Clevitis. I'm definitely
Mhm.
going to be watching You and I Are Polar Opposites season 2. There was another one.
I know
Uh,
one that you're going to
oh,
watch,
good.
Edwin. I know
What?
one.
What?
The Country Bucking Show,
Yeah,
Mm.
that's the one I was
season
looking
two.
for.
Season
Didn't
two.
Wasn't y'all saying something about Skeleton's Knot too?
Skeleton Knight season
Oh,
two as
Skeleton,
well.
yeah,
Hmm.
Skeleton Knight, but I haven't seen that in any of the listings.
Yeah,
It's
That
yeah,
it's
started that.
it's going to
Yeah.
be in
it's
season.
coming.
It's coming. Pause.
Okay.
Hmm.
I know
Yeah,
he's gonna be excited for season 3 of what is it, the 100 girlfriends who really
yeah,
really
100
love me.
girlfriends. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that he's gonna be freaking out about that.
We also had Grand Blue season 3.
yeah.
I don't know if any of us is watching that. I'm not, but I know
Not
people are
me.
excited for it.
Yeah, I'm not watching
Saga of
that either.
Tanya the Evil season
Tanya the
2, which
Evil.
is
Yep.
huge.
My sister's really excited for that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, they've
I
watched
haven't watched
that.
all of
But
season 1 yet, but I'm almost tempted to do it because like it's a really interesting premise, you know what I mean? Like it's a
Yeah.
really interesting show, and it's
I
finally getting to season 2 after how long, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
It's like one of those Doro type things.
yeah. So,
Um. Yeah, that's one I haven't seen, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like I did Doro, and I'm gonna like watch, the first season or whatever to lead into the second season. So, yeah, I
is that
think that's
all your
pretty much all
sequels,
of it.
Edwin?
yeah.
Okay. What about you, Jackie? Jamal, you got any like that we might have missed?
That's all. The only other sequel that I remember coming out is I think like part 2 of like the Samurai Troopers that they came out with a couple seasons ago is coming back. I watched the first season. It was like, eh.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, yeah. I seen
Oh,
uh,
that. Yeah.
I have a surprise catch up for you guys.
oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
What you got?
So I watched the first season of Oshi No Ko for you guys.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Um,
Thoughts?
and I felt that I thought it was pretty good.
Mhm.
I'm a
I
big
thought it
fan
was
of
good.
Oshi No Ko. So,
I
Yeah,
like it.
I did.
I like it.
I did exactly what Jack told me to do. I skipped the first episode. And I watched the first season. I think I even watched the first 2 episodes of the second season.
Hmm.
Um, I really liked it. Um,
second
but
season, isn't the second season the play?
yeah,
Yes,
that's the play.
second season's to
Like,
play.
okay, so second season is like one of my favorite seasons
I liked
of
season 2. Yeah.
Oshinoko. Yeah. That's the way they, which you haven't seen it yet, but the way they like made something like that work in an
Hmm.
anime is insane, bro. Like, absolutely insane. So,
Yeah. Like I
Okay.
the
said, that
direction
I
was
love it.
crazy.
And it makes
Yeah.
you want to go see, like, I understand, like, we always hear about, like, oh, they turned this anime into a stage play. And, like, when you see that show and like, you understand it more. Because we don't really see that here. Like, they may turn, like, a classic book into a stage play or something, or occasionally maybe a hit movie, but we don't really see a lot of that here.
It's
But you like
crazy. Yeah.
Tyler said, you see how it's made over there, and like when you get into the part where like they take the mangaka to the other way they do theater there, and it like opened her eyes to things, and you're like, dang, that looks really cool. I've never seen theater like that. I want to see that.
Well,
You
and it's also just like the way that they explained
the process.
how well that and like so each like so in Oshinoko like it's not only about idols, it's about actors and actresses, and like
Mhm.
it explains like the difference between like
Yeah.
movie actors and like play actors, and like why does it matter,
Mhm.
why does it matter who gets casted for this, and like why is it such a different like thing, and like it explains all that stuff, and like you don't see anime doing that much,
Yeah.
they just like do this and do that, and like they don't really explain like why this matters. And
Yeah.
Oshinoko, it does a really good job at explaining the like behind the scenes things of anything it touches on in the entertainment industry,
Mhm.
which is why I like Oshinoko so much. Now it does have like all the other things going on for it too, But like the biggest thing about Oshi No Ko is how it dives into the entertainment industry and really gets deep into it and actually explains how things actually work. So it's crazy.
One of my criticisms,
Yep.
though, is that the way, like, I love the fact that it gives you like you see the motivations of the directors and the producers, you see the
Mhm.
motivations of the actors and what they're getting into and how they're dealing with like the little scandals that break out,
Mm.
or like the behind the scenes stuff, or how they're struggling and how it's they have to be explained to them like, hey, this is a different skill set. Like you said, it's
Mhm.
different from being an actress and being an idol and being, like in this stage play and being this other person and doing these other things. I just thought that sometimes the way they handled that was to have the manager kind of come in and info dump. And I thought that
Mhm.
I'm like, they kind of could have had, they kind of could have handled this a little bit better. Uh, yeah,
They kind of get
Okay,
away
they
from
probably
that.
could have. Yeah.
They
yeah,
kind of get away from that as you go on later on in the series.
yeah. But
They handle it in different ways.
I know one of the complaints you guys had was about the revenge plot. And
Yeah,
I actually
That
didn't. That
was
didn't bother.
Jamal. I don't mind it.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't care.
that's my
So
Okay.
complaint.
yeah.
I don't like
Oh, okay.
a lot of it stems from I just don't like Aqua, and a lot of the revenge plot is revolving around him.
Oh, okay.
There's more
But he's
compelling
the main
stories.
character, though.
Yeah,
Well,
He's the main.
I don't guess it makes a lot of sense because you skipped the first episode. Like
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I probably
yeah.
wouldn't
No,
have done that if it was me. Like I actually really liked the first episode. It was one of it's on actually the first episode is like one of my favorite first episodes of anime all time probably. Because
really?
the way it like really like pulls you in and then it's just like, oh, like we're just gonna do this and just, oh shit, you thought you had it there, but you didn't, you know what I mean? It's like a crazy twist and shit.
Mhm.
But like you definitely should maybe watch that to get some context on like, you know, future stuff because it is really important what happens in that first episode, which you do have flashbacks and stuff, but the whole premise of the show is based on the first
It,
episode kind of. So,
well, I had read. I had read the. I had read the
Cameo.
first volume. I had read the first volume of the manga. I had read the first
Okay.
volume of the manga before the show was even like announced.
okay.
So I had a pretty good like. I already knew the subject matter of the the first episode, because I'm like, I read the manga. That was why
Okay.
I when Jack told me you got to watch it. I'm like, the hell I don't. I'm like, this thing's insane. This is an
Yeah.
isekai that doesn't need to be an isekai. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, you got to watch it. It's so good. I'm like, no, I don't." But
It is
then,
pretty good, yeah, but
He,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
We
different.
yeah,
So,
like we both
yeah,
Edwin and I were both like, no, we're not doing this.
yeah,
And like he kept giving us like the thing of skip the first episode. Just
yeah.
skip it entirely. I
He
watched
wouldn't let
it,
it go. So yeah.
but he said, look, if you guys skip the first episode, I promise it'll be good. It's so
I mean, I ended up liking it in spite of my reservations because I had read the first volume of the manga. And like I said, like I was going back to the point I was trying to make, is that I didn't find the revenge plot annoying at all. I kind of think that that was kind of like the point of like that's what's driving him. Like
it
instead of
is, yeah.
choosing, yeah. Well,
Well,
instead of choosing the, yeah,
that's his whole life purpose is that like he feels like he can't be happy. He feels like he can't live because like, because of that, you know what I mean?
that's
So,
one of the weird thing. That's one of the weird things about this show is that he chooses to not have a second childhood, essentially. He chooses like he already lived like kind of sort of a full life. So
Mhm.
it's like he's devoting his life to making these connections, like diving into the industry, learning about the industry so that he can make these connections so that he can solve this case and get his revenge. And so like that's definitely a dramatic choice that him and the show and the writer made, because it's like, bro, you could have just had your second life. You could start it all over, and it could have been like this could have been a totally different anime, but it's not. And I think that like I don't know, I enjoyed both aspects of it. I enjoyed the learning about the industry aspect, and I enjoyed the revenge plot. The thing where I got kind of like his sister's quest to become an idol, that kind of wore me down after a while, because it was like, like okay, 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 yeah,
It
Yeah,
gets
and you're like, yeah,
I, go ahead,
yeah,
Tyler. I got 2 quick points, but go ahead, Tyler.
no, I was just gonna say I get that, I get that too. Like I didn't really get worn down over that. Like the
No.
thing,
And
like
I
Ruby,
think over as the show goes on, she becomes a more compelling character.
yeah, she
Like
figures it
she doesn't
out.
seem as one-dimensional.
okay,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, in the beginning, like also Aqua, he makes it a point to try to let
Shield her.
Ruby live. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she wasn't able to in her past life. So that's one of his goals too. I feel
Cuz
like, and
yeah. Cuz he
yeah,
knows. Well,
yeah, but
he thinks he's got a pretty good
yeah,
idea of who she
he's
is.
yeah.
So, yeah.
So he's always kind of known, but not truly known.
Right.
But like he gets it. Like I think he's smarter. Like his character is shown to be smarter than the average person because he was
Mhm.
that doctor, and like he
Yeah.
was successful in the last life and all
Mhm.
this stuff. And
Yeah.
so it's just different. Ruby's just different because she was catered to,
Yeah.
whereas
Yes.
Aqua was not. He chose not to be. He chose to be the one that, you know, took on the brunt of, you know, all the negative shit or whatever, and let her
Mhm.
pursue what she wanted to pursue, even though it's probably not a good idea because, like, look what happened. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
yeah,
but yeah, but the one thing I like about Oshi No Ko too is like the characters. There's so many
Yeah.
cool characters in this
Mhm.
show. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's got some of my favorite characters. And
They're
Ruby
well
is like at the
developed.
bottom. Honestly, Ruby and Aqua are at the bottom, and like
Mhm.
you got like Kana and Akane and
Mhm.
Mimcho. Like they're great, bro.
Yeah.
They're peak. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I can
Oh,
agree. It's like it's not even. It was hard to reconcile the show that I watched with the manga that I read, uh, a little bit, because it was so much better than I thought it was gonna be.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Yeah,
now
that
I
was a
will
strong.
say,
Yeah, I'm glad I watched
that
it.
just because you like it now,
Doesn't mean I like it later.
we're fixing to go through some what's the word, like
Yeah. Yeah.
tumultuous times,
Yeah.
Oh,
some roller coaster riding,
uh-oh.
uh so, and like I I I enjoyed, I'm not gonna say I enjoyed, I thought the ending was okay. I understood the ending.
Mhm.
Um, but the path that we're fixing to take to get there is quite a ride.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
And it's gonna be like, we're so back, we're, or oh no, we're down here again. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Top shit. So
Yeah.
I that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it will once you
Once
get
I watch
to,
it, yeah.
yeah, you'll see, like the end of last season, you'll understand the vibes, and just know that it's not horrible. So it
It
may
depends
seem
on who
like it
you
at the
ask.
time, but it's not horrible.
It depends on who
So,
you ask. I'll tell you this,
well,
Edwin. I'll tell you this, Edwin. After he read the final chapter, Kyle texted me and he was angry about it. He hated the ending. He was
yeah,
so
I mean, a
mad.
lot people
He
did,
was
people did.
furious. And you know he
I
loves Oshi No Ko. You know he loves
I
Oshi No
was upset about some things, but I'm not going to talk about them right now. But it was mostly about Aqua. I thought he
Yeah.
was smarter than that, but I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
He's a smart character, and he didn't act his IQ.
Yeah.
Uh,
When you said when you just praised him, saying like he's smarter, I was gonna like troll and be like, he's not playing that willfully dumb character like in Smoking Behind the Supermarket. He's actually using his intelligence.
he does. That's one of the
But
key things about Aqua. Like
yeah,
he's the guy. He's the guy you go to get you
yeah,
out of hairy situations because he knows.
mhm, yeah,
He's got connections. He figures it out. He makes shit happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So like I agree. Um,
but you just have to see. I don't even think
yes.
Jamaal knows what I'm talking about, but you just have to
No,
see.
I didn't read it. I didn't read
Yeah,
ahead. I know
Oh,
like
okay.
the small bits and pieces.
yeah.
Um, two quick things. Edwin, I did submit your panel idea.
Woohoo!
So, you know, Oshi No Ko does kind of fall into that like category because we were talking about like,
Oh, I
the
see what you're saying.
classics,
Yeah,
it kind of falls into that category, right?
because
So
they wrote "Love Is War." Yeah.
yeah. So like and that's like people see that as like peak and romance. So like I
It
think
is. It
this
is.
falls.
Love is
I
Yeah.
war.
think
It is.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that falls into the category the same way that like Mao and Damon's does. So I just
Okay.
wanted to say I did that. And then number two, let's say they get rid of isekai element. And the same sort of thing happens, right? I dies. She has these two kids that come behind, and then they just take these divergent paths going through the entertainment industry. Does anything about the show change?
I think it does somewhat because I think that Aqua isn't the same person without his past life, and I think Ruby isn't the same person without her past life. But that's it. Like that's it.
But the
Like,
characters could still have the same motivation, right? Like
but
he's
they
mad and he
could,
wants
but
to
they
get revenge.
also they they could, but they also probably wouldn't though, because like the whole reason why Aqua's the way he is because of his past life, right? Like that's the reason why he can't go down that path. I feel like, and that's why he's upset is because he was a doctor in his past life and he couldn't do anything to save her. You know what I mean? Like it plays into it. Like they done a good job of writing it in there. But would it be a better uh what would that be, like a docu series or like a deep dive into the entertainment like behind the scenes? It would be a better one without the isekai elements, but I just don't know the way that they wrote it in there. I just don't know if you could do it and make the current situation make sense. You know what I mean? Especially with how the ending goes. So if that makes
I
sense.
think that with Aqua, his motivations would be a little bit different because we're not talking about his mom. We're talking about an idol who he essentially was in love with. Um, so
It's a
like
lot. Like I said, they really wrote it in there, and it's hard to get out of that because it intertwines with the whole story. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
I mean, you could still have like, I mean, he could have inadvertently found out that, or I mean, it could have just been that his mom was murdered
Yeah,
instead of like like, and then he's trying to figure out like by who, because the case was never solved. So now he's a young child actor, and he learns that, and so I could see that going. But no, some of the interactions that he has and some of the motivations, because you like when that one actress kind of like channels his mom or channels
Akane,
Aoi.
Mhm.
Yeah, like he really like that really throws him for a loop. And it doesn't throw him for a loop because he's seeing his mom reincarnated. It throws him for a loop because he's seeing this idol reincarnated who was like, you know, something entirely different to him. And they don't get that. The other actors and everybody else, they don't get that in the room because, and that's where I think the isekai element was important because, this is a totally different like he's coming at this from a place that you guys couldn't even possibly understand because you don't know what he's gone through. No, it would be a different show. It would be similar, but it would be a different show because of the motivation.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I feel like if you took it out, it would still be a 10 out of 10 show. It would just be way different. You'd have to like play it different, and you'd have to come up with a sort of different story, because like the story doesn't work unless you have the current story doesn't work unless you have that isekai plot, just because of the way that they intertwined it into the actual story and the motivations and the characters.
Yeah.
And they actually done a really good job, even though like some parts of it suck. They actually did a really good job of like, making it all fit and work together. You know what I mean? Um, I wish we could see a side of it without that, but like I said, it's just, I don't think we'll ever get that, because
Well,
like this, you don't see that very often. So,
well, the level of intelligence and like the stuff that comes out of like left field. Uh, I mean, like even Call of the Night, like like the character becomes kind of like this detective whose intuition is like, oh, he's, essentially it's like, how are you solving all these cases? How are you figuring all this out? And I think they could have gone that route with Aqua if it hadn't been an isekai. Like, why is he so smart? That's just how he is.
he's just a
I
genius
mean,
baby. He doesn't
yeah,
have a past
essentially,
life. He's
yeah,
just
pretty
Mau
much,
Mau.
yeah, it's just like he knows it all,
Yeah.
So and I've seen certain shows play it like that. Um, but I think you might be right. I think that this show wouldn't be what it is without the isekai element. It doesn't use it as much as it could, like the beginning after the end does.
Hmm.
I think that's a way better example of like past life intruding on past life and emotions intruding on current life. I
Hmm.
think that makes a bigger distinction than Oshi No Ko does with like past life. Yeah.
I do think the past life stuff, it does get brought up more,
It does in the later
as you go
seasons.
along. So,
Oh,
I
okay.
know the first and maybe the second season, I don't know, but like
Not
it
too much
definitely
in the
starts
second,
getting, it starts getting, the second's all about the play and shit.
for
So,
the most part. Yeah.
but yeah, for the most part, but like it does start to matter a little bit more, like the ki- going back and looking at past lives and stuff. So, um, but yeah, I'm glad you finally watched it though. I feel like everyone
Mm,
should at least watch a little bit of Oshi No Ko, just because of what it tries to present. That's different. Not the isekai part, but the actual like idol part. It's just a really good look
mhm.
at the idol and entertainment industry. So, it doesn't hold anything back. It's kind of like Perfect Blue in a way. It tells
That's
you about that. So,
I think that's kind of like I think that's kind of what drew Jack in the beginning,
Hmm.
because he loves Perfect Blue.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, Perfect Blue shows you that side of things. It's just, it's just a
yeah,
movie. It doesn't really, I guess, deep dive into it like that. It's more about the psychological,
right.
uh, thriller, drama, whatever you want to call it. So, horror. So,
Mhm. It takes a different direction.
mm-hmm.
But Oshinoko, like I hope you stick with it because I think you'll also enjoy um the subsequent seasons. But I'm
Cool.
glad you liked it. And
Yeah, it is. I ended up
that's the
liking it.
point of the surprise catch ups, man.
Hmm.
That's I'm glad it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to do a surprise catch up where I can just say the show's entirely craptastic, but I haven't run into one yet, so that's
Mhm.
pretty good. Yeah.
That's good. Uh, well, I mean, boys, I think that's gonna be it, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think we covered everything we wanted to, right? Yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
Well, with that being said, thanks for coming on once again. It's been another lovely summer, not another lovely summer preview, but another lovely anime seasonal preview, because they're not all summertime previews; they're all anime previews. So, but it's been a good time, as always. Long episode as always. But yeah, boys, thanks for coming on. Like I said, the links for the 950 Club will be in the description. Linktree.com/anime degens for us. I think it's like linktree.com/the 950 Club podcast for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yep.
Um, it'll all be in the description. Go check it out and be on the lookout for our spring review, which will be coming in a few weeks on the 950 Club YouTube.
Yep.
Always have a fun time over there. We go through and have really deep discussions on every one of our top 10 shows. I think it is, or top 5. I forget. So, but anyways, we will see you next week for the rundown. But that is it for us. Peace.
Peace.